my neighbors! Hey, fuck you! Yes! Yes! Fuck you too!
Hello, everyone.
What's up, dirty dogs?
Just in time for the first presentation, huh? Well, let me guess. The Muslims in here with the criminal. I got to recuse myself so I can give people awards that don't deserve it.
Good morning.
Let me give you here.
Colleagues.
I know that guy in the blue.
Councilwoman Hutt.
Isn't that the guy? I'm going to say he allegedly beat his wife. Allegedly.
Celebrate
I'm pretty sure that Muslim beat his wife and was in trouble for it. I'm pretty sure.
Usually this would
I'm going to say allegedly.
in July.
But I'm pretty fucking sure.
At a time when we honor the history, the culture, the faith, and the countless contributions Muslim Americans across our nation and right here in our communities play. And
why don't you tell us how he beat his wife allegedly?
Part of the story of our city.
Well, I know you ain't gonna fit telling me that.
But
that wasn't on the script.
Our civic institutions.
You better give it here.
They remind us that our differences are to be embraced and to be proud of. Each of our lived experiences make the city.
Yeah, I think his name is Najee Ali.
Melting pot that it is.
I'm gonna say that's his
July
name.
was also an opportunity to recognize the values that unite us: family, community, compassion, service, and the belief that every person deserves dignity and respect. Recently, we've seen growing divisions between communities based on nothing more than misperceptions. As we know, LA is one for all, and we stand against hate. So today we honor the hardworking Angelinos that fight against this prejudice and discrimination. We should also shine a light on the young Muslim Americans who are growing up and finding their voice in our city and who refuse to be invisible. They deserve to know that their faith, their heritage, and their experiences have a place in our story. And now I want to turn the
I don't know if that's him, but I'm pretty sure that's him.
Say a few words, Councilwoman.
Good morning, and thank you, Councilmember Price. Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm proud to honor and welcome someone doing incredible work in CD10 and across Los Angeles. Rebecca Husani, Naeem Sunday, and Malik Abdul-Mansur. Rebecca is Vice President of Operations at the Muslim Public Affairs Council, Impact. For more than 20 years, she's built a career on a simple idea. Organizations only matter if they turn their mission into action.
Yeah, they don't tell you about that, do they?
She joined Impact
as he hides in the back. Does she have like a now and later in her mouth or something?
The organization's chief of staff before stepping into the role of Vice President of Operations Administration. Her legacy is in who she's trained. She's personally helped lead Impact's Congressional Leadership Development Program, preparing young people for careers in government, policy, and advocacy, teaching our youth, especially young people of color, that their voice is
that you too could beat your wife if you Muslim. It's allowed. It's part of Sharia law.
She fought to get LAUSD's Ethnic Studies Grant Partnership with UCLA restored. And she stood with UCLA students defending their rights to protest.
Why is her head not covered?
And to speak their minds without losing
I assure you, those Muslims want her hair covered, but they won't say nothing to her about it because they get in a little plaque.
Amendment protections. She's boots on the ground, not afraid to show up for her community. Naeem Sunday is an entrepreneur and a Muslim community advocate.
I ain't gonna sit here and pretend.
Whose work
where did he go? Where did he go? I don't see him back there. Is that him back there?
Re-entry and community development.
Is he hiding back there?
Naeem has more than 16 years of experience in community outreach.
Yeah, he's hiding back there, I think.
He currently serves as a governance board member
Put him in the back.
CARE,
nobody can see
Greater Los Angeles area, and is a board member of ISLA, a Muslim-led restoration organization in South LA. Naeem believed in faith, second chances, and shared opportunity, has helped countless lives, and we're grateful for his leadership. Malik Abdul-Mansur is a legendary Lakers photographer who has captured some of the most pivotal moments in LA basketball, including the Showtime dynasty in Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Hold on.
LA basketball. Malik Abdul Mansour is a legendary Lakers photographer, and we're grateful for his leadership.
Hold on.
Has helped faith, second chances, and shared opportunity.
Sorry to rewind.
Has helped countless lives, and we're grateful for his leadership. Malik Abdul Mansour is a legendary Lakers photographer who is leading the organization and is a board member for outreach and economic opportunity, re-entry, and community development.
I want to hear the name. Sorry.
Naeem has more than 16 years of experience in community outreach and development. He currently serves as a governance board member for CARE, Greater Los Angeles area, and is a board member of Isla, a Muslim-led restoration organization in South LA. Naeem believed in faith, second chances, and shared opportunity, has helped countless lives.
I'm good. Just enjoying some coffee.
And we're
Thanks
grateful for his leadership. Malik Abdul Mansour is a legendary Lakers photographer who has captured some of the most pivotal moments in LA basketball, including the Showtime dynasty in Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's record-breaking career.
Almost got that
This
one wrong.
year, Malik was honored at feels like a nice single day during mudding of
Sorry, I needed to go. Oh, look who's here. Here we go. Come on.
Service is a local hero, Najee Ali. Najee? Oh,
How did I just know his name out of nothing?
Thank you, Councilmember Price.
How did that? He's a local hero
on
for
behalf
beating
of
his
the LA
wife
Muslim
allegedly.
community, we are extremely grateful for the leadership of Councilmember Price and Councilmember and our Jewish brother, Councilmember Bob Blumenfield, who are the architects of LA City Muslim Heritage Month. And on
Month?
a personal
With
note,
two Fs? Is there
on
two
behalf of
Fs
the
in month?
community, we want to give our sincere condolences to Councilmember Price on the loss of your mother. I know she meant the world to you, but she also meant the world to our community. It's a deep loss, not just for the Price family, but for the city of LA. So our sincere condolences.
I dare you to look this dude up, Najee Ali. Look him up yourself.
And thank you all again for your service, for your
And these are
commitment,
the
for your
people they're
participation,
giving plaques to,
making our community the
and
best
making
one
sure
possible.
you
Congratulations.
they get represented.
I don't know, Mr. President, maybe some
Disgusting.
comments, otherwise we are
And of course, you'd be
Well, I
representing
just
him.
want to
Oh,
thank
big
you, Mr. Price,
dummy.
for bringing this again, as Charlie mentioned. This has been a
These
long-standing
Muslims,
effort.
that mean he
I've
good.
tried to
You
work with
good.
you early on to get this going, and we so appreciate it, and it's so important to recognize folks in this community, and so I stand with you, and thank you for doing this. And we have another member on the queue, Councilwoman Rahman.
No, you spelled it wrong, Brayton. It's two F's on the end.
Thank you so much,
Month.
Council members Price and Hutt, for bringing
scamming
this
Indian.
recognition forward, and thank you to all of you
From the beating
for
Muslims
being
to the
here
scamming
today. And
Indians.
I just
love
wanted
it.
to really say that LA is home to one of the largest and most diverse Muslim American communities in the country. Really, people from all over the world are here who share a faith and share a background, and it is really a privilege to be able to recognize that diversity and the fullness of that community here in City Hall, and to also recognize the values that make up the faith, even as we look to how we can make this city a more inclusive and welcoming place for everyone who calls it home. So thank you all for being here, and thank you, council members, for allowing us to have this moment to recognize this month today. Thank you.
Yeah, you just get you get covered by Samir no matter what you say. We don't give a fuck what you got to say. We don't give a fuck. Come on. Give them their little fucking plaques and get them the fuck out of here. I helped pay for those fucking plaques. Hurry up and get it done. We all did. Wait, why is that closed? Hold on a second. Don't go nowhere, Daddy. Just gonna open the vent. It's too hot here. I don't know why I closed the vent, Bubba, but I did. But I did. All right, finally they're gone. Oh, let's do this before I... Come on, let's bring in the next ones. Who's the next group who doesn't deserve it is going to get it?
We'll move on to our next presentation.
Yeah.
Mr. Zarian, are you ready with yours?
Who's the next anti-American group that's going to get something here?
Okay. Is Councilwoman Jurado available to move to?
God,
the fuck was that?
the mic on.
6, 7? What is that all about? I don't see Herman in there, no. Or Spindler, but that doesn't mean they're not, out in the hall or whatever. Because they know it's 2 hours of this bullshit usually.
For a special presentation honoring one of our hero.
The cop-hating cunt here with a music. The cop-hating cunt with some music. I can't play it, guys. Sorry. Fuck that. I don't care what this one has to say either. All I hear is openly gay. I'm Filipino. That's all I hear. That's all I hear. When that was the first thing you had to say to me in the first 5 minutes that you were hired, and then a day later they catch you sleeping on the job, yeah, I don't give a fuck who you're giving awards to or who the fuck you represent. I know you're nothing but a pile of shit. Okay? And I won't knee bend to your bullshit. Hurry up and get the fuck out of here. She done with her fucking music?
Begin life-saving treatment without delay. What moves me most about this story is that Mark wasn't dispatched to respond to an emergency. He's not a firefighter. He's not a paramedic. He isn't a police officer. He's a public servant who saw another person in need and chose to act. In that moment, when every second mattered, he became the person that the moment needed him to be.
Welcome to the gayborhood.
And as someone that works at the city and very much believes in the highest standards of city service and public service, Mark exemplifies what I think it means to really be a public servant. When a disaster happens, all of us are disaster workers. Mark is tasked with fixing streetlights. But that day, he's fixed the streetlights, he saved a life, and guess what? He also went back to work to continue fixing those streetlights. And so, Mark, you really embody, I think, the best of us and what I really think city service and what being a public servant means. And if that's how you're devoted to your work, I can only imagine how that transcends into your family and as a father. But before we give it over to Mark, I'd like to introduce Miguel Sangalang, Executive Director and General Manager of the Bureau of Street Lighting, to say a few words.
So we got all the people in here that work for us to put up lights and give them an award for doing their job.
I just
got it.
We've talked about what Mark did. I want to talk about a little bit about who I think Mark is. And just again, my name is Miguel Sangalang.
Ian, thank you for the nice dono, Ian. Let's go.
Our mission is to build streetlights that make our neighborhoods a little bit safer and improve the quality of life. Now, while infrastructure itself is foundational in making good communities and neighborhoods, it's only one part. The other part is actually the people that is in it. And one can argue quite easily that, great communities are close-knit neighbors and good neighbors, right? And I'd like to introduce a good neighbor of mine, Mark Nesselhut. He's actually my neighbor. Our kids go to the same school and are now in 3rd grade, TK and K. He is someone that I ran into a lot in the neighborhood itself, loving father and family man, and just someone that you would love to know in your neighborhood. And I introduce him as a good neighborhood because of how important it is. Neighbors are literally the people that you borrow sugar from, right? They're the people that help us
Never borrowed anything from my neighbor.
Watch each other's kids when you go to the park. They're also the people that help us in times of need. And
I need sugar, I go to the fucking store.
And Los Angeles is lucky to have a number of good neighbors, right, that have helped us, especially when we face other existential issues like ICE, like disasters, both man-made and natural. And it's people like Mark that really, truly make our neighborhoods better. And so I do believe that Mark, as a good neighbor, serves an exemplar. Not
the lighting department's over here telling me about ICE now.
The nation as well. And,
Dr. Seedinger? No.
Well, I'll stop there.
You're wrong.
Just because there's more to say,
you're
but
wrong.
I think not enough time to say it. I'm very, very proud to introduce a good neighbor of mine, Mark Nesselhut.
Bring your kid. I just want to say thank you to everybody for the opportunity to work for the city of Los Angeles. Thank you to my family for supporting me on that work and at home, taking care of my 3 boys, my wife.
I see Mr. Redshirt. He's in there. He's got a camera too.
Very appreciative.
Never seen him bring a camera in.
To be in the places that
What's up, Junior Wade?
best serve the community whenever things need to be done. Thank you.
See, all I got to do is
In
get a job,
LAFD,
go to
they
work,
have a
and you get a plaque.
phrase they say city above self. And I think that's the standard I like to hold myself to.
Yes,
and really
yes,
embody
city
that
above
here.
yourself.
And so on behalf of the city of Los Angeles, we want to give you this certificate of recognition for all that you've
City
done.
above yourself, ma'am.
Because
Sure.
that's no easy feat. Not everybody can say that. And you did it while on the job, went back to work, and then was a father to 3 kids and a husband. So thank you so much, Mark.
Thank you.
Oh boy. Oh boy. The suck up is real.
Here, you want to get in it?
The suck up is real. Yes, Rip, we all paid for these plaques. Well, all of us that are here in LA.
No, just one thing.
I helped pay for that plaque. And the Michael's frame.
Thank you.
That's on discount because it's that dark
Never
cherry
were more
wood that
truer
nobody
words
wants.
spoken. Thank you for that extra testimony. And Mark, thank you so much for what you've done and for serving our city the way that you have and for your heroism. Thank
What's
you.
up, guys?
Okay. Mr. Nazarian, are you on the queue? No? Okay, perfect. Next, we have a presentation from Council Member Nazarian.
At least they're moving through them quickly, knock on wood. I'll give it that. They must have something to do. I don't see them. Normally, everybody gets up and talks. Man, you're the best light changer in the world. I saw him change a light in front of my house one time. Oh, he's the best. So now we get participation awards just for going to work. Bro, did you stop a copper thief? Maybe if you did that, I'd give it up to you. But no, I'm pretty sure you just went to work and changed the lights like you were paid to do. Handsomely, might I add. You know, not you, but the pay. That's it, E-Todd. I guess he got in just for being there and changing enough lights. He's getting a plaque. I didn't hear him save an old lady or there was a cat in a tree.
Mr. Nazarian, while you are gathering your folks, I'm going to take a moment and make a couple of quick introductions.
And what's funny is they had the alleged wife
colleagues.
Beater before that one.
I have some amazing summer interns that were with me. They were not able to be part of the ceremony on Monday.
Ooh, boy,
West
get
Valley's
that Roth
kind of
Beater
far
up
away.
here
It's taken them
first.
a long time to get here. But since we're here and we have a moment, I wanted to just take a quick moment to recognize these amazing folks, starting with Joshua Kornfeld. Joshua Kornfeld is currently enrolled at American University in D.C., pursuing a political science degree with a concentration in American government. He aims to apply the public service he gains in D.C. back to California. In his free time, he likes to read, and his favorite author is Rick Perlstein. This experience has stuck with him the most from his time in the office. He appreciates that constituents show when he's able to coordinate with city agencies to solve their problems. He enjoys that coordination. Next, we have Simon Kaplan. Simon Kaplan is currently enrolled in the University of Southern California, where he is pursuing a master's degree in public administration. He earned his BA in sustainable development from Columbia University. He hopes to work in local government in Southern California. After completing his master's. In his free time, you can find him salsa dancing and practicing martial arts.
The Commie Factory.
Next, we have Monsib Khan.
Yes, of course, Monsif Khan.
Is currently enrolled at UC Davis, pursuing a degree in political science and philosophy, eventually hoping to attend law school. In his free time, he enjoys discussing and engaging in debates with his friends about pretty much any topic, I'm told. and
we
he
talk
takes
about
pride
H-1B
in
visa?
working and helping with our communities, and we appreciate that. And last but not least, we have Natalie Baharian, who is an incoming sophomore at Pierce College, majoring in political science and pursuing an associate's degree before transferring to a four-year university. After transferring, Natalie plans to follow a pre-law track with the intention of attending law school. And during her time in my office, her favorite experience was attending public local events, such as the Michelson Found Animal Wellness Camp Clinic, which allowed one-to-one communication with constituents and a better understanding of the different services that a council office can provide. So I want to thank you and have the whole city thank you for your service to not only my district, but to the entire city of Los Angeles. Thank you very much,
Thank
guys.
you for your indentured servitude to old Blob.
We'll take a picture later. And next I want to, now that you've gathered your group for an important presentation, turn it over to Councilmember Nazarian.
Come on, man.
Thank you, Council President. Dear colleagues, I'd like to take a minute to recognize someone who is retiring after dedicating over 40 years of his life to serving our city and multiple departments. Amir Tabakh
He had to read his name because he doesn't know
started
who he is.
his career with the Department of Building and Safety in 1985. And over the years, he became a leader in mechanical engineering and testing. His work has had a real impact on how our city grows and keeps people safe. He helped oversee more than 6,000 major development projects every year and worked with more than 500 inspectors across the city. Amir was also instrumental in modernizing our permitting processes and putting important safety reforms into practice, including
is that Hunter Biden on the end? Is that Hunter Biden right there?
Fire
Is that
safety,
Hunter Biden?
methane mitigation,
That looks like Hunter to
gas
me.
shutoff valves,
maybe
and
not.
water
Now that you
conservation.
turned.
In 2008, Amir took his expertise to the Department of Water and Power, where he continued pushing the city forward on sustainability and innovation.
Don't
At
give
the
them all
La
away,
Kretz
Ian. Save a few
Innovation
for me.
Campus, he helped establish cutting-edge testing laboratories and led projects focused on water conservation, energy efficiency, microgrids, demand response, and building electrification.
What's up, Erica?
He also helped develop partnerships around some of the emerging energy challenges we face today, including research into reducing energy use from plug loads in places like AI and data centers.
It would. That's why it wouldn't
One of
surprise
his
me.
biggest accomplishments has been his work on the High Efficiency Water Conservation Ordinance, which is
You get a big
projected
plaque
to
with a big
reduce
old
water
crack
use across
ball
the city
right on the
by
bottom of
about
it.
20%, starting from
rock.
2009, lasting through 2029. He has also helped oversee efficiency upgrades at more than 300 LADWP facilities while advancing higher standards for sustainable and energy-efficient buildings. But when you look at Amir's career, what really stands out is he has always been focused on finding better ways to serve our city and its residents. Whether that's making our buildings safer, conserving our water, improving energy efficiency, or helping Los Angeles become more sustainable. Amir, after 4 decades of service, you have left a tremendous mark on this city. Your expertise, creativity, and commitment have made Los Angeles a safer, more sustainable, and more resilient place. And I'm also honored to call you a friend and someone
And you didn't
that
even know his
I've,
name. Honored to
talked
call you a
and
friend, but you had to
gathered a
sit
lot
there
of
and look at a script
wisdom from
and see
when
his
I
name and then
conducted
read
my
it.
work. So
Got it.
please say a couple of words. Thank you.
I love it. I love it. You had to stop. Like my friends, I'm not going to look down on a piece of paper and say, Stefan, yes. Yeah, Stefan Carpenter, yes, you're my friend. No. No.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning.
So fake.
I'd like to thank Councilmember
So fake.
Adrian Nazarian and all council members here today. It has been truly a pleasure to work with most of you and your council districts in the last 40 years. Additionally, I'd like to thank all the industries, NICA,
That's it, Shell.
IAPMA,
That's it,
Total
Shell.
USA, Labor, Academia, UCI, CSUN, professional firms, colleagues, and friends here. You all mean a lot to me, and without your support, I wouldn't be here.
Please let Mr. Herman or Mr. Spindler, all of them walk in,
Dear council members,
Where are they at?
I have two pressure documents that was delivered to all of you this morning. One is on water conservation, and it gives you the roadmap from 100 years ago to today, including the ordinance about water conservation that was approved here in June of 2009. That ordinance saves the LA City 700 million gallons per year, or 14 billion gallons in a time period of 20 years. We started here working with professionals, and keep in mind at the time that I came.
Well, ALA DWP water czar.
David Nahai, I'm so thankful to him for hiring me at DWP. Thank you, David.
That's a perfect title for him, the water czar.
Giving me the opportunity to work on this ordinance. There were a lot of opposition at the time.
See, what this guy with his broken English isn't telling you is when they decided to force everybody to stop using water, they literally created a task force to drive around neighborhoods. If your sprinklers were on, they were knocking on your door giving you a fine. So everybody's grasses were dying and all that. And I get it. We were low on water. I understand. But what he and the rest of them, I guess, didn't understand is that when nobody uses water, what happens? The pressure goes up because now there's more volume going through the pipe. These pipes are 100 years old. I'm pretty sure just last week you saw a few water main breaks. So that's what happened. Then we had left and right water main breaks everywhere. So now that water just got, all the 9 million gallons he's saying that we saved just went wasted into the street. That's what he's not telling you. I lived through it. I saw it. And we're still living through it today.
Nanograde, treated gray water system, lighting lab, and all the things that are connected to many centers in Ontario, Australia, Germany, all around the world. This deserves a round of applause. Yep.
Yes, yes, yes.
On that second document that I have today, I would like to meet with each of you if you have any question. It has taken, you can check with my wife, a lot of my family time.
Viola? Is that Frank Viola's brother?
Like
Efficiencies are. Sorry, I didn't see the efficiency under there. At least they
But
spelled
anyway,
it right.
I'm not retired. I'm making a transition.
Spelled
I'm at your
efficiency
service
right.
if you need me. I owe a lot to the city of LA. I made my earnings here. I owe a lot to LA and all of you. So let's work together and make the phase 2 of La Corette's Innovation Campus. You don't have to worry about the money. I will bring the investor to work on it. All I need is your...
I have a new idea. Instead of bringing these people in that they say have done good for fucking 30, 40 years as they've come to the country and speak barely English or broken English or whatever, I say you bring them in 20, 30 years later so they can give us a plaque and say thank you for allowing me in your country. Take your hat off and say thank you, American people, for allowing me to prosper in your country so greatly. Even my family living so great. We all got suits on. Everything's fantastic. We all got new cars. And that isn't because of your country. That's because of this country. So maybe that should happen. Maybe these people should show up with a plaque for the fucking people of Los Angeles and California and even the people of the United States. Not just here in my state. Maybe that should happen. I don't know, but I think I'm crazy for even thinking it.
Many people, as you can see here, to honor his work and his accomplishments, I wanted to take a minute to ask a couple of folks to say brief words and remarks based on their experience.
I know I'm crazy
First
for even
one, none
thinking
other
it.
than our
I
former
know.
LADWP
I
General
fucking
Manager,
know.
David Nahai. Thank you for being here. Please say a few words.
Thank you very much.
Oh, I know. Tons, let's go, Tons.
Council members, thank you for this opportunity to
thank you, Tons.
appear
Thank you,
before
Ian.
you and say just a couple of very brief words. Amir was more than generous to me in
so were we. We were more
we
than
did
generous
together
too.
At ADWP.
So were we.
The fact of
You're
the
welcome.
matter is that I think I had a good eye for talent when Amir was working at building and safety, and I could see the potential that
that's
Amir
true.
had. All of
That's
the work
true,
that he
Ron.
was
That's
doing
true.
there. And I was able to.
They don't play. They don't play golf on your
LADWP.
lawn.
And you know, I'd like to think that I made a lot of good decisions as general manager, and I did, I think. But one of my good decisions
They love to
was
tax
bringing Amir
those
over
golf courses.
because he worked so hard on so many different things. You
Yes,
just
this is why I don't
got a
normally
glimpse
come
of
on
some of the
until
things that
noon on
Councilmember
Friday,
Nazarian,
Todd.
talked
Usually
about a
we
few
miss
minutes
all
ago.
this.
And everything that he did, he delivered.
And
a
next
success.
Friday we will.
I never once had a scintilla of doubt about bringing Amir to LADWP. This is how effective he was. And, you know,
Thank you, Pat.
I did my best to dissuade him from retiring, but
Appreciate
I
you, Pat.
wasn't successful. There, my powers of persuasion did not win him over. But he's not going to stop. He's going to continue to serve the city. This is what he does. And also, let me just say this about it. He does the Iranian American community proud. He epitomizes the talent and the dedication and professionalism that resides in this community. The Iranian American community loves the city of Los Angeles, and we're dedicated to its success. And Amir is emblematic of that. Thank you.
Yeah, well, we won't do that either,
Well
Ian.
said, David. Thank you.
No desalination
I'd also like
plants,
to
none of that. No
briefly
forward
recognize
thinking.
and ask to speak,
None of that.
come up and speak and say a few words. David Jaco, who is the AGM and the Executive Director of Distributed Energy
Zelensky Auto
Solutions at Lacretz. Thank you for being here.
I'm
David.
Ray Zelensky. And I
Thank you,
I build
Councilmember. Thank
car
you,
parts for the
President
American
and
people.
Council members. I am pleased to be here today to help honor Amir Tabak as he transitions out of public service after 40 years of dedication to the city of Los Angeles. Amir has reported to me since I joined LADWP in 2012 as the Director of Energy Efficiency. When I started, I inherited a group of energy efficiency engineers with no manager and a manager with no staff.
It's like a giant baby.
Amir. I asked Amir if he would like to lead this engineering group, and he jumped at the opportunity. The rest, as they say, is history.
Like, bro's probably
Amir
70,
led
but he
his
looks
team to many
fucking
key
12.
accomplishments in energy efficiency for the department, such as launching and growing our emerging technologies and codes and standards programs, and overseeing the in-house creation of our
Warner
portfolio
Center in the
business
Valley?
plan, which
Ah.
provides a detailed roadmap for achieving our long-term energy efficiency targets. He has also connected LADWP to a great many academic and industry partners, including the trades, leveraging
And all of you that live here and that are getting overcharged by the DWP, by these fine men wearing suits, as you see right in front of you, right? Just remember, when you get that crazy high bill, this is who you're paying.
energy efficiency and water conservation test labs, the public demonstration displays at the Lacretz Innovation Campus in the Arts District, home to
These
the
are the
LA Clean
thieves.
Tech Incubator, as well as most of my efficiency solutions engineering team. Finally, on a personal note, Amir has not just been an excellent employee and colleague. He has also been a friend and a mentor to me since the beginning, helping me navigate the ins and outs of the
You know,
department,
Ben,
the city
I've known a
family,
lot of Iranis, and I'll
and
give
the
it to them.
industry
They
stakeholders,
come here,
including
they learn the
IBEW,
language, they work.
that we
You don't see them
rely
on
on
welfare.
to serve our customers.
I'll give them that. They
I could not
prosper
have been
like a
nearly as successful
motherfucker.
in my tenure at the department,
So I'll give them
if
that.
not for the unwavering
You don't hear
support,
them over here not
guidance,
speaking
and
English.
wisdom
You don't.
Amir has graciously shared with me over the
All
past
of them
14
work.
years. It is
Or
my
live off
privilege
their
and
parents'
honor
wealth. One of the
to
two.
congratulate Amir on his 40 years
So
of
I'll
service
give him
to the
that.
city,
I
and
will
to
give
wish
him
the
that.
very best in all his future endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for telling us about your transition story.
I bet you're the kind of guy that would fuck a person in the ass and not even have the goddamn common courtesy to give him a reach around. I'll be watching you.
You know, I worked with 16 general managers in the last 40 years, 6 on building and safety, 10 at
I mean, I just call it how I see it.
Water and Power. Among all the supervisors I've had, direct supervisors, David Jekyll has been the best. Give him a big hand. He doesn't micromanage. He gave me the opportunity,
Call the
and
ball,
my
man.
team delivered. Next to that, there are 3 trial managers that I love the most. One is David Nahaya, of course. Give him a hand. Secondly,
You notice how they
is
get in there and
Ron
one
Nichols,
hires
that
the
is no
next one,
longer
right? And then
with
there's a
us.
bunch.
And third, Marty
Right?
Adams. He couldn't be here
Right?
today
I don't see a whole
due
lot
to
of diversity
family
there.
Emergency, but I'd like to acknowledge Marty. Thank you.
And that's how you do it. You get one in,
All
one
right,
will
I
hire
needed to
another,
have
one will
Nina
hire
here
that one will
standing
hire
with
5
us.
more. Next thing you know, there's 12 and 15.
Because as I'm presenting
How it
the
all works.
certificate to Amir, you have to understand, this man loves his job. He has changed his retirement date so many times. Literally down to the month, he was still changing it. So I told Nina that, you know what, this is going to be the final day. This is going to be the final month. I'm going to give present the certificate, and you're going to be there with us to witness it. So I think the certificate is coming up. There you go. Thank you, Val.
And we have members on the queue, too.
Oh,
of course.
you know what? Sorry. Thank you. Why don't we have members speak first? Thank you very
Okay,
much.
thank you. So I'm going to call on Councilmember Lee.
Thank you, Mr. President, and thank you, Councilmember, for bringing Amir.
Just like
in.
the
I was
HB1
wondering where Nina
visas.
was.
Get
Amir was
one in,
standing up
then the
there, and I'm
aunt
like,
comes, the uncle.
I don't
uncle,
know if I've ever
aunt
seen
has
Amir
6
and
kids. Now
without
we got
seeing
12.
Nina right next to him.
Same thing.
Council members, if you haven't had the pleasure of knowing or working with Amir over his time in the city, you miss knowing somebody who has had incredible dedication to the city of Los Angeles. He has done so much for the city, and none of it was for any personal accolades. It really
Absolutely,
is because he
Lisa.
truly
Absolutely.
cares about this city.
Even worse
so
with them,
deeply,
Lisa.
and
Even
it's
worse.
Just
They take advantage
it's
of
at
it.
the core
Way
of
more.
who you are, and you've done so much for us. So many things that people will never know who is behind it, but we know. We know your dedication and
Minority
how hard you work for all
nepotism?
of us, Amir. You and I have been, you and Nina and I have been friends for over 20 years now, over half the time you've been with the city. And it's been such an incredible pleasure working with you, not only on city matters, but on community matters as well. You are so dedicated
It
to
is,
the city.
Indica.
You're so dedicated
That's why I
to the
normally don't
communities
show
that
it to
we
you.
serve, but you are no more dedicated. Your family, we always know, came first to you. And Nina, just thank you so much for always being at his side and always supporting
getting
him
a
in
frame,
everything
Moxie. I
that
already
he's
saw it.
done. And for you two are just 2 amazing people that I've just had such the pleasure of knowing. And I really don't believe you're retiring. I will, I know we have a certificate here because you just, you've just loved the city so much. And it comes out every time I speak with you. I know that we have that breakfast planned that Councilor Nazarian was talking about, because you want us to know more information. You want us to understand the different things and how to make this city a better place in which to live. So, Amir, thank you so much.
I'm going to show up next Friday during the
your love of the
presentations
city,
with my
and
wrap
thank
that
you so
shit up
much
B
for
box
your
and keep
friendship
hitting that
over
shit
the years.
as they're playing it. As they're talking, it's just.
Thank you. And Amir, I want to add my voice to this chorus. And,
Oh, God.
And just to thank
Fucking
you.
blob.
I have so enjoyed working with you. I consider you a friend, someone I've learned a tremendous amount from. You have been so innovative for our city. It's
Yeah,
funny
they're
when
just
you
glazing.
said,
This is
I'm
the
not really
glaze
retiring,
hour.
I'm still going to be here at a moment's
Immigrant
call.
glaze hour.
The proof is in the pudding. We realize that because you have so many years of service, you're practically paying the city to work at this point, given what you could get in retirement. So you have been volunteering for the last few years, and I know you're going to continue to do that. And it really is, you're an incredible asset to the city. You can look at your career and see all, the innovation that you have helped spur over these years, the water that you have helped save over these years. It is a tremendous impact that you have had on our city, and I, for one, am extremely grateful for that. And another aspect that not everybody may realize, but one of the great reasons we celebrate Nowruz, because you were there helping make that happen, and that is another credit that goes on your resume, which is very long and very amazing. So I just wanted to say thank you for all that you've done, all that you will continue to do, and also thank you for doing it in a way that is heartfelt and humble, and someone who is also can be a friend to so many. So
why don't you just blow him already? Fuck.
Back to council member Nazarian to close.
Thank you, colleagues. And Nina, without any further ado, we're going to be presenting, it's my honor to be presenting this certificate on behalf of this body to seal the deal on Amir's retirement. Thank you for transition.
Yes, transition.
Thank you for your wonderful years of
Guess
service.
he's transitioning.
I bet you're the kind of guy that would fuck a person in the ass and not even have the goddamn common courtesy to give him a reach around. I'll be watching you.
But also to the city.
Oh, you transitioners. Can we fucking go on to the next one already? Fuck.
Well, they are finishing their pictures.
God damn it.
Is public comment next?
It should be.
Mr. President.
Should be next.
Read the rules in for that.
Yes, public comments is next. Fuck yeah. Let's go. This shit off out of here.
As indicated on the agenda, members of the public wishing to offer public comment should call toll-free 833-435-1820 and use meeting ID number 165-917-6148.
Hopefully
press pound.
Herman
Then
and
press pound
Spindler
again
go
when
up in
prompted for
here.
Participant ID. Once council enters the public comment
Yo, what is
portion
a
of the
woman?
meeting, press star
Oh,
9
they
to
don't
request
know.
to speak. When it is your turn to speak,
female
an automated prompt will ask you to press star
with a
6 to
uterus,
unmute. Let me repeat.
fallopian tubes,
Call toll-free 833
and the ability to menstruate and have
use
child,
meeting ID number 165
childbirth.
917 6148.
That's what a woman
press
is.
Pound. Then press pound again when prompted for participant ID.
The makers.
Once council enters the public
They
comment
help
portion
make.
of the meeting, press star 9 to request to speak.
The
When it is your turn to
WNBA
speak,
does
an
not
automated
know.
prompt will ask
But
you
I
to
mean,
press
we're
star
all
6 to
we're all
unmute.
up in arms about them. If you want to call, by the way, there's the number.
Providing public comment, when it's your turn to
We're all
speak,
up in
please
arms
state
about
which of the
them
agenda
having a
items
man
you'd
maybe
like to
play.
speak to.
They've had a
You
man
have
play
1
for
minute per item,
last
up
10
to
years.
3 minutes
Brittany
total.
Griner is no way is that a
or in this
woman.
case
No
today,
fucking
it's
way.
going to be
No
1
fucking
minute
way.
for the
That
items
is a
open for
dude.
public comment.
Brittany
When
Griner
speaking
is
on the agenda
Brett.
items, you must
Brett
be on topic.
Griner.
Our goal is to get through as many speakers as
That's
we
Brett
can.
Griner.
If you're not on topic, or if we can't tell whether
I've
you're
seen
on
the
topic,
videos.
you'll get one brief warning from me.
I saw everything but the
President.
penis.
At that point,
But I
really
assure
need to
you,
get
women
on
don't
topic
do what she was
immediately.
doing in that video.
If
They
you
don't.
or you again stray off topic, unfortunately, you'll forfeit your speaking time, and we'll move on to the next speaker. The items that are open for public comment in the regular meeting is only item 8. So you'll have 1 minute for item 8 if you wish to speak to that.
And wasn't she in a
and/or
man's
1 minute
jail
for
in
general
Russia?
public comment.
I
We will
can't
get to the
remember.
special meeting
When she was in
which
Russia,
has one item
in
later.
trouble for the weed.
For members of
Wasn't
the
she
public,
held in a
as
man's
I said,
jail?
you can speak for 1 minute on general public
male
comment. On that,
facility?
you can speak on anything
I'm pretty
within the
sure she
subject matter
was.
jurisdiction of the city.
I'm pretty sure.
I have a few more announcements before we begin. I'd like to ask the interpreters to please make the first announcement aloud to the room and callers here for virtual public comment later.
Okay.
So if you require a Spanish language
Are you
interpreter,
Syrian?
please make sure to pause every few sentences so the interpreters can interpret.
Yes, all male prisons. See, some are saying she was in a male prison.
Pausen
Ian,
después
I
de
don't
cada
know.
frase para darle al intérprete la oportunidad a traducir.
They
When
made her
you're
use
being
a urinal?
interpreted, we'll pause your time so you'll get the same amount of speaking time
A
as
women's
everyone
penal
else.
colony? Penal?
For our in-person speakers, If you've made an accommodation request pursuant to the ADA,
The
or
Russians
office,
know.
or if you'd like to make one today in order to make use of the wireless handheld microphone.
Shout out to the Russians
after
for
you
locking
hear,
her up.
The name you signed up under, called aloud, please raise your hand so the sergeant can provide you with the wireless microphone. Finally, to help us run an efficient in-person public comment, please wait until you hear the name you signed up under called before you start lining up. It doesn't matter which order you actually speak in, but please don't start lining up till your name is called.
I don't think any
We'll
prison's
give
a
further
joke,
instructions
Eric,
for
but
virtual
yeah.
public comment when we get to that.
Going to Russia and places like that, yeah.
Before we go to
You don't
speakers,
wanna-
Councilwoman Hutt, you have an announcement?
So we got a red shirt guy there.
Thank you, Mr. President.
It's only regular, I
Before we
see.
get started with public comment, I just want to acknowledge
Thank you, Kumala.
John Lee's mother, Mrs. Lee, who is here with us today for Korean liberation. We are so happy to have her here.
Yeah, we missed that
She
earlier.
was a business owner in the 10th District and raised John in the 10th District through her businesses. We appreciate everything that you invested into our CD10 area, but more than that, we appreciate your son being our colleague, and thank you for coming, joining us today. Thank you.
That's nothing but pure and simple old-fashioned communism.
I forgot I had that in here.
Thank you so much, Ms. Lee, for giving us John. And all right, let's move to public comment.
All right, here we go, finally.
I'll begin public
What's up,
comment by
Taj?
calling the following names to please line up. Kent Merrill Sommer, Randy Plaskoff, Mark Williams, Go Shorty, and Big Fish.
Okay, everyone sounds great except for the last two. Big Shorty and Go Fish.
So if you heard your name called, please
Fuck,
move
are we
to
not going to get
your
Herman?
left,
Nobody?
and then up the aisle,
Spindler?
and the sergeant
Stacy?
will bring you to the
3-inch?
podium.
Nobody's coming in today? Are we all calling in? We're going to have 12 callers? I think so. I don't see any regulars in there other than the guy who gave us a shout out yesterday. Shout out to him.
Did you want to speak on item 8 and/or
Hat
general
guy.
public comment?
General public comment.
Great, you have a minute. Please begin.
My name is Mark Williams. This election season will have an actual political issue. Who's responsible to repay fraudulent bond debt? The defrauded property taxpayers or the city and the Los Angeles Unified School District's insurers?
Sir, we do pay that.
Mr. Price
We
can
pay for
fill
that.
you in on the details, but this is no hypothetical issue. Everybody, whether you're on the ballot or not, every politician will have to make a decision who's responsible to pay fraudulent bond debt.
We are.
Thank you.
We are,
Thank you,
sir.
Speaker.
Because the city doesn't pay for anything. We are the city.
Will the
We
following
pay
names
for them.
please line up? Ken
We-
Kraft, Gibson and Dunn attorneys, Eliza Kim, Lupe Benitez.
You know, let's stop calling names. Is there anyone here who wishes to speak?
LAUSD,
There's
we
only
are
two
them.
People in the chambers.
We pay for that.
There's a lot of fake
All
names
of it.
that were on this list as well. So I'm just going to ask
A lot of fake
if
names.
anyone
How do you
is
know they're
here who
fake?
wishes to speak
Fucking
to
blob.
item 8 or to public comment or some combination, please come forward. This is. We don't need to call
Keith,
any other names.
thank you so
This
much,
is calling
Keith.
anyone
Let's
in
go.
the chambers who is coming here to
Appreciate you,
speak.
Keith.
Come forward.
See, we're not going to get no. I
Hi,
guess
Speaker.
they didn't
Did
show
you
up
want to
today.
speak on item 8 or
They'll
general
probably be on
public
the
comment?
phone, I bet.
General comment?
Please go ahead.
At the last meeting, one of you made the shocking allegation that some members of the public have been submitting more than one speaking request. With that in mind, I direct you to an investigation by Mr. Henry Marini, which showed pretty convincingly that someone up there on the dais has been deleting speaking requests. Believe me, I'm as sickened as you are at the prospect that one of you could have committed such a pathetic and vindictive offense. But what's worse is that there has been no serious attention from law enforcement. Here's my point. If you overlook minor misconduct, you're greenlighting major misconduct. And major misconduct is going on and is not being investigated. How major? Use your imagination. If medical examiners can be threatened into falsely reporting killings as natural deaths, you should assume it is happening. And people can be threatened, and it is as bad as you imagine. And if someone tells you that everything's under control, it isn't under control.
There you go.
Thank you, Speaker. It looks like we have another
Give it to him, dog. And remember, they were forcing people to. They were calling everything COVID that people were dying during COVID, right? Yet they were dying of other things, but now it's COVID because you get funding.
Good morning. My name is Eliza Kim. I've lived on Westchester Place in Arlington Heights, zip code 90019, for 20 years.
I feel sorry for you.
In 2016, I lost my father to type 2 diabetes. I was 23. It's just the two of us. It's a two-member family. In the months after, there was a moment at the corner of Westchester Place and Country Club Drive, where Councilwoman Hutt is at right now, where grief nearly took me, but I chose to stay alive. 20 years in, that same corner took my dog on a hit and run on Saturday, August 8th, and the driver fled.
Aww.
I got 13 seconds here. So I'm asking for speed bumps, the full length of the street, Country Club Drive to Venice Boulevard. And I know that the time's up, but I'll turn it in wherever it needs.
Okay, the sergeant will take it.
Ma'am,
I think
whoever
we're
you're
out of
voting for, you got to
in-person
stop voting for them.
speakers, it
They don't
looks
do
like.
anything for you.
So,
Anyone else here to speak publicly? No, public comment is closed.
Okay, so if we can,
No, I'm
Mr.
done.
President, if we close the in-person public comment, I'll read out the instructions for the virtual public comment.
All right, if you want to call in, guys, there's your
so
chance.
I'll explain
If
the procedures
wanna
for
call in.
virtual public comment. Please do not attempt to raise your hands until I'm finished explaining the procedures.
Hamburger Hernandez
After
probably
I finish
out
explaining
back
the procedures, I'll ask
eating,
the staff to enable
grazing.
the raised hand function for our virtual public speakers. After which callers then press *9 to request to speak. After you press *9 to request to speak, you'll hear a message stating that your hand has been raised. So callers, when it's your turn to speak, an automated message from
That's it,
Zoom
Garcia.
will prompt you to press *6 to
That's it.
unmute yourself. If you don't
Car
do so,
accident,
council staff will
COVID.
prompt you once more. At that point, you need to immediately unmute yourself, or you'll
There you
unfortunately
go, Tabby.
forfeit your time, and we'll move on to the next speaker. Finally, because of a brief time delay between the live meeting and the broadcast, two things are important. First, while you're waiting for your turn to speak, please keep an ear to the phone so that you hear in real time when it's your turn to press *6. Second, if you're listening to the meeting on multiple devices, please turn down the volume on those devices immediately when it's your turn to speak. Between the time delay and feedback, it really
Cheers,
causes
man.
a great deal of confusion if you continue to listen to the meeting on other devices. And as a reminder, the item that is open for public comment is item 8, and or you can speak on general public comment. So with that, I'd ask the staff to please allow the raise hand function.
Now listen, Grapehead.
Fucking grape head. Come on, let's get it going.
Private caller, please unmute yourself, state your name, and what you'd like to speak on.
So that means there's somebody
Yes,
that...
I would like to.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
General public comment, please.
Do you have a minute? Please begin.
Already interrupting.
Thank you. I would like to uplift the recent passing of the founding director of the Los Angeles Ethics Commission, Benjamin Weissel. This passing will be lost to those in the Horseshoe and the LA County government at large. From the perspective of this registered voter and continuously seen demonstrated, ethics in Los Angeles died a long time ago. If any in the Horseshoe do not agree, for the benefit of the residents of Los Angeles, prove me wrong. You may begin. Thank you.
It's true.
Thank you, Speaker.
It's all
Do
gone
we
out
have
the
other
window.
People who have raised their hands?
They're not ethical folks.
Yes. Private caller, please unmute yourself, state your name, and the item you'd wish to speak on.
Yes, my name is Jason, and I'm a smoking scan viewer.
Jason Jenkins.
Okay, you want general public comment?
What's up, white boy? Let me get all available items and general public comment, if you would, please, kind sir.
Okay, so you have item 8, which regards renter protection, and then
up,
general
white boy?
public comment. You have a minute for each. Please start with
white
item 8.
boy.
Well, thank you there, white boy. That is mighty white of you, indeed. So the other day, I'm down on figure over this chick, and I paid her $5 to let me test drive my baby battery dispenser up in her little cooch. And she was telling me how she was having an issue down on Figueroa with some of the people giving her problems because she was doubling up on the tips on the dry rubbing tug. And I was trying to tell her that, hey, look, babe, I know the Olympics coming up and everything. She's trying to raise the money and everything so she can get a little more money. That way she can, change out her drawers. She only got 5 or 6 good pairs that she can wear while she's working, strolling the strip. And I was telling her that, I can't really be helping her with that. That's her stuff to take care of. I paid $5, for a little sloppy head, and I'm out. I'm not trying to pay, tax on top of it or gratuity or whatever they want to call it. Just spit on it, pull on it 2 or 3 times, and, I'm out.
I think you're off topic,
Yes?
but go ahead to general.
What about my topic I was on there about the chick down here, white boy?
Go ahead.
All right. Thank you there. Anyway, shout out to the smoke can community. We're having a good show today, Damon. You're putting it down for us there. But anyway, as I was saying, the other day I'm down here on Figueroa with this chick, and she was telling me how her stepfather, he used to teach her special things there.
They're laughing at him.
Her mother wasn't home there, how to cook and clean and, do all the bedroom activities to get her ready for, I guess when she gets a boyfriend, or moves on to somebody else. And she was telling me how, she was cool until she ran away from home and, she met a pimp, and he the pimp taught her how to, stroll the streets and how to make, turn $2 into $3 and $3 into $4 and $4 into a broke asshole because he had to give the $3 or $4 to the pimp. We need to work on the other day we were talking about, the wages being stole there. These pimps got to stop taking all the money from these hoes. And now I got to go into my pocket to pay for a bitch a brand new pair of drawers.
Thanks, Speaker.
Jason
Do we
Jenkins.
have other speakers who
Caller with the last 4 digits, 1108.
I'm clipping that one, son.
And what you'd like to speak
I'm
on.
clipping that one.
Yeah, hi. Daniel Gus.substack.com. Shout out to Smoke and Scan community.
There's 2.
All items and general
They
public
fucking
comment.
hate
Okay,
us.
hi, Mr. Gus. So that was
They
a
hate
minute
us.
for item 8 on the
They hate
Renter
us.
Protection Homeless Prevention Grant, and then a minute for general.
There's 2.
Please begin with item 8.
Shout out to Daniel.
Great. I guess you folks are aware of that we have a historic failure to account for billions of dollars, and you spent millions of dollars on this type of money so that Karen Bass wouldn't have to go to federal court and explain under oath what happened to those billions of dollars. So how confident are you that these dollars aren't being squandered and pocketed and put in this housing and homelessness complex? How confident are you that you have vetted the proper use of these dollars? Because where's the accountability? Shout out to Smoke and Scan because they do a better job vetting this corruption than all of you do. And I'd like to know what you have done, not just that you're confident, but that you have done the homework to make sure that the corruption is snuffed out, because I don't see anybody who has done anything to ensure that that has happened. I'm going to go on to general public comment. You have a major problem with LA Animal Services, and now that the DOJ and the FBI have offered a $5,000 reward, let me tell you what's going on there. You need to have an emergency meeting, because not only have your own city employees, including sworn law enforcement officers at Animal Services, engaged in criminal animal abandonment, they have committed, and they've admitted to, wire fraud and identity theft. You have a deputy city attorney named Steve Houchin who is aware of this and not doing what he is sworn to do. You have attorneys working for or appointed by Karen Bass who are aware of it but remain silent. You need an emergency meeting. I'll be talking about this and more on the John Phillips Show today at 1 p.m. on 790 KBC. You guys are in for a world of hurt when you find out that the animal abandonment by your own employees includes wire fraud and identity theft.
We love you, Daniel Gus. Daniel
Caller with the
Gus
last
at
4 digits, 9857.
Daniel
Please
Gus
unmute
at
yourself, state your name
substack.com.
and what you'd like to
Daniel
speak on.
Gus at substack.com. Go read about all of it.
Laura FM, general public comment.
Great, please go ahead.
Hi, so we are the kids that were tortured, abused, basically made to do slave wage work of Scientology. And we've been asking for 3 years. The children have been asking for a very simple thing from Public Works in the city, to take L. Ron Hubbard Way and put it back to North Berendo Street. The reason Scientology overtook that street and took it and made it so that they could call it L. Ron Hubbard Way was to make it seem like they own the environment, they own the neighborhood, they own that street. The other day, there was something being violated on one of the permits that they've been given, which we've also been asking for you guys to stop giving them any permits. They violated every single permit, and Public Works Department and Board hasn't done anything about it. We've been going to Public Works meeting every Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday, asking them to revoke the permit. It's a revocable permit. They have not put it on the agenda for 3 years. Please do something about this. This is one thing that you guys can do is get that back to North Berendo Street.
Thanks.
Oh, they ain't doing that. They ain't doing nothing for you, Laura.
Private
or nobody
caller,
else.
please unmute yourself, state your name and the item you'd like to speak on.
Item 8 in general public comment.
Okay, please begin with item 8 on the renter protection and homeless prevention grant, and then move on to general.
Yes, I really think that we need to go upstream. I support this plan, but we need to go upstream and protect renters. You need to be getting on the SAFE Act about repealing Costa-Hawkins and doing social housing, so that way we wouldn't have to do so much of this to protect renters and stuff. And you just need to get off state needs to get off its ass and protect tenants. Also, I'm going to go to my general right now.
Okay.
I just want to say this briefly. If there is one culture in Los Angeles that we shouldn't celebrate, it's those fucking Italians. I hate Wapdago, garbage stain, Wapdago, garbage, you grease ball, motherfucker, and I'm glad Joe Buscaino is off this council. And he can go fuck off and go to hell. I yield my time. Fuck you.
Joe Buscaino. He sounds familiar. I don't remember him. Bro,
Caller with
went
the
all
last
in
4 digits,
on the Italians.
7533. Please unmute yourself, state your name and what you'd like to speak on.
Never heard of that guy. I don't know who that was.
Audit LA loves Smoke and Scan, and I would like to speak on 8 and public comment.
Shout out to Audit.
Please go ahead and
Hi,
start
Audit.
with item 8 on
Hi,
the renter
Audit.
protection and homeless
We
grant.
love you. Hi, Audit.
Okay, renters protection. I brought this up numerous times. Okay, about the Church of Scientology, that they often will just throw people out onto the street. There's no protection for anyone that's in the Sea Org once the Scientology's done with them. And Sergio Blinsky is one such person, but there's many more. That because he injured himself with fireworks, he lost an eye, lost his hand, which made him a degraded being. And so they kicked him out as a teenager, underage, gave him like $500, wouldn't let his family have anything to do with him anymore, although his mom did go and get him on Social Security. He spent many years homeless on the street on Hollywood Boulevard for years until the Aftermath Foundation helped him get his life back together. So when you're looking at renter protection, I'm also asking you to protect those who are in high coercion, high control groups, that if they discard you, because you guys don't monitor, you don't help to see what's going on, even though you've been told repeated and repeated. And I know Smoke and Scan has heard it over and over again, so you have to have been too. Okay, public comment. Mrs. Lee, thank you for being here today. I just want to let you know that I was at your son's meeting, and Smoke and Scan can confirm this, that I was giving him props. I was giving him a compliment, and he was so extremely rude to me that he was ignoring me while I was complimenting him in a meeting. And I've been telling him, and Smoke and Scan can attest to this, for months now, maybe 6 months or more, that he owes me an apology for his rudeness.
He does.
So since you are here, I am taking it to his mother. Ms. Lee, your son was very rude. He owes me an apology, but thank you for being here.
He's laughing at her.
He was doing a good job when I was
He's laughing. Look at him. Look at him.
But I also want to bring the fact that I have sent you guys to 5 lawsuits that are open against Scientology. Can you heard me present this over and over and over again? So why are you doing anything for the benefit of Scientology against the victims until these cases are adjudicated?
Thank you.
Thank you to Audit
Caller
LA.
with the last 4 digits, 0292.
Jasmine, I
Please
just
unmute
looked him
yourself,
up.
State
Yeah,
your
yeah.
name and what you'd like to
He was the
speak on.
former president pro temp.
Yes, Henry Marini of auditthegovernment.org. I want all items, so that's the 8 in general public comment.
This
Thank
is the
you.
suit guy, I think. Audit's friend, the suit guy.
I want to explain item 8 and its origins. That renter protection program is directly tied to a nonprofit called the Legal Aid Foundation of LA. Well, guess who was representing the lawful, as it's called, an acronym? Why it was Con Skolnick of Gibson, Dunn and Crutcher, who's also a member of the Federalist Society. Well, who else was Con Skolnick representing in addition to LAFLA with regard to this so-called renter protection? Why he was also the City of LA's lead defense lawyer as part of Gibson Dunn in the LA Alliance case. He had dual loyalty. He was the inside guy taking city money while he served as the board president of the Legal Aid Foundation since 2022, where he has executive fiduciary powers over the same agency that's getting money by the city while he's protecting the city over the city's fraud of government bonds that it's hiding under the guise of homeless aid. So here is the crux of the road that we have today. We have insider trading, insider dealing, and grand conspiracy to steal tax dollars, and the executors of it all, the grand conspirators and strategists, are obviously not the city. It's obviously Gibson Dunn and their fellow co-conspirators at the Heritage Foundation, at the Federalist Society, and all their other national security assholes who think that they can fucking own American sovereignty, own we the people, destroy democracy. And all of this happened, all this investigation, you can see on my website, auditthegovernment.org. I published an article on this very issue of government bonds being used to seal democracy. But it gets worse. None of this would have come to light, and I'm telling you this because I made this comment before. None of this would have come to light. This is how stupid it is. If Heidi Felton-Soto would have just left me the fuck alone, she prosecuted me as a political failure with Scientology. None of this would have fucking happened if she just left me the fuck alone. If she didn't give an illegal Jeffrey Epstein plea deal to a self-admitted pedophile hired by Scientology to fucking harass.
Thank you, Speaker.
Suit guy was
The last
cooking.
four digits,
Suit guy was
9519.
cooking.
Please unmute yourself, state your
Shout out to
name,
Suit
and
guy.
what you'd like to speak on.
Yes, my name is Jason. I'm a smoke scan viewer.
Jason Jenkins.
Okay, do you want to speak on general
Hated him
public comment?
twice, and these idiots don't realize it.
Yes, sir.
Did you speak already, actually, Speaker?
I mean, I speak English.
No, did you already provide public comment at this meeting today?
I said, yes, my name is Jason. I'm a smoke scan viewer. Is that what you mean?
Okay, so you have provided today, so we're going to move on to the next speaker.
Oh, it's hysterical. Yes, I speak English.
Caller with the last
He
four
didn't
digits,
even recognize it.
1881. Please unmute yourself, state your
Oh,
name and the item
they
you'd
ain't
like to
paying
speak
attention. Someone told him.
Yes, good morning. Thank you for the opportunity. to
Great
speak.
panderer.
Hi, which would you like to speak on, item 8 and/or general public comment?
Fucking, I love Jason, bro. He's legend.
8 and general comment.
Fucking
Thank you,
legend.
sir.
So, all right, item 8 is on renter protection.
When
homeless
I grow up,
prevention
I'm gonna be
grant.
just like
Let's start
Jason.
with that, and then we'll move on to general.
Thank you. There are different type of renters here in the city of Los Angeles, and one of the types that we have is the ones that do business with water power, the landscapers who rent some of the worst property from the DWP in the city. Very dangerous. But I wanted to note that it was nice to see Mr. David Nahai there, and there were some wonderful, just regular old workers at DWP who exposed corruption, and all of them lost their jobs. And one other thing, this issue of Narush, you know where that issue started? With me and the former councilman who went on to be a city councilman and then a congressman. That was started with Mr. Zaraka and Mr. Halili. So that was back in 2003. So let's get that straight, where the Narush issue came forward. Let's go on to general comments.
Go ahead.
Yes, thank you, sir. It was nice to see an update on the Olympics. And I've watched, and I apologize, I cannot remember the two individuals, but I've watched them since they first come to the city of Los Angeles, and they've served us very well. But I couldn't trust what I was hearing. There was something wrong in their voice. There was cracking. I would ask that we continue to have one more update before the end of this year, and then next year that we have 3 of them, and then into 28 that we have a couple then. But we must keep an update, because otherwise we're going to get stuck with the bill. And then Wednesday, what was going on with Miss Rodriguez? Boy, I talk about play yard bully. You know what? Look to the left, look to the right, look across the horseshoe, and that's who's at fault for what's happening with LAFTA and housing. We tried to expose that in 2010, and what did Mayor Barragosa do?
Thank you.
Rooster.
That concludes our public comment.
Why?
I understand it.
There's still more people, and you just cut them off. You saw how that worked?
Move on to,
She was going to say the next
we'll
caller,
go on.
and
What's next?
he cut
We'll
it
go on
off.
item 8 now.
Rooster,
Before council,
LADWP owns lots of land under power lines and near water station facilities, things like that, and they rent the land out. A lot of times to landscapers, and they put, like trees, small trees and shit, a little nursery, if you will. They'll put
without
nurseries in
objection,
there
item
and their
5 is set
pipes and all
forthwith.
the shit that they use. And they
Okay,
rent
Mr.
that
Price,
land to
would
them
like
because
to
nobody
press that
can
over.
live on the land.
We can take up item 8.
So, yeah, that's what
Let's,
he's, I
seeing
believe
no
that's
speakers
what
on
he
the
was
queue,
referring
let's
to.
open the roll, close the roll, tally the votes.
10 ayes.
Okay. Someone can invite Mr. Price back into the room.
Oh,
What's
he
next
had to
on our agenda?
recuse himself.
Would council like to recess
The
regular
alleged
meeting
criminal.
and the special meeting?
12 felony counts?
Blumenthal, Harris, Dawson, Hernandez, Hutt,
12
Geraldo,
state
Green,
felony
McCosker,
counts
Nazarian, Padilla,
going up
Hart,
against
Price,
him.
Rahman,
Let's see if he can
Rodriguez,
beat it.
Soto Martinez, Jaroslavsky,
12.
11 members and a quorum, Mr.
Pretty
President.
sure it was 12.
Okay.
12 felonies. Not
Like we
federal.
move to public comment?
State.
Would you like for me to run through the agenda?
We'll see.
Yes, run through the agenda, item of 1.
Thank you, Mr. President. Item 1 is an item for which public hearings have not been
So
held.
now we
and
get to
will
call
serve for
back again
consideration.
on another. They get to call in again, right? Everybody gets to talk and call in again if they want? No? Guess not.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Come on, Kumala.
I'd like to call item 1 special to continue for 1 week for August 21st, please.
Okay. Without objection, we can continue that item.
Thank you.
Without objection, it is continued. Okay, what's before us then?
Well, I think since that's the only item on the agenda, we can leave the special meeting and return to the regular unless anybody has an objection.
Seeing no objection, let's
I object.
Recess, or let's return to the, not recess, but return to the regular meeting.
So with the special adjourned,
Telling you, it's like
Blumenthal, Harris, Dawson,
a
Hernandez,
fucking
Hutt,
7th
Geraldo,
grade
Lee,
student
Mccosker,
council here.
Nazarian,
They don't even know what the
Hart,
fuck they're
Price,
doing.
Rahman, Rodriguez, Soto Martinez, Jaroslavsky, 11 members and a quorum, Mr. President.
Great. What's before us? Is the
Council
desk
has
clear?
Council has motion
That's
to
it,
post
Lisa.
and
And still
referral.
getting paid.
Without objection, they are posted and referred.
$250K to show
desk
up.
is clear.
How about that?
Desk is clear. Okay, colleagues, are there any
I
announcements?
guess that's it.
Any colleagues wish to make announcements?
Damn, no
Seeing
Herman,
announcements,
no
any
Spindler,
adjourning motions?
no 3-inch
Any colleagues
shrimp.
wish to make adjourning motions?
Fuck. But we did get some great shout-outs from
Okay.
Audit and a few
If
others.
I could ask
and of
everyone
course
in the chambers
Jason.
to rise.
All right, we don't give a fuck about your adjourning motions. I don't give a fuck about one of your friends who you want to fucking honor. Not a motherfucking one of those commie fucking clowns. I don't care if they passed either. Oh well, we all go sometime. I'll be gone soon enough and you'll love it. Because then your show will go a little easier for you. Boy, oh boy, ladies and gents. Boy, oh boy. And I know you guys laugh and you see what's going on here. Like, ah, man, you guys are so kicked in L.A. Well, I assure you, it's coming to your town, too. They're trying to plant the seed here, okay? The root goes here, okay? And then the roots feather out across the country, okay? And then slowly it connects and makes a giant tree of communism, right? So, yeah. Be careful. I'm telling you, it's on its way. I don't want it to be, and that's why you got to do everything you can to stop what's happening. You just have to. You just gotta. Because we can't just let it happen. If we love our city, you just can't let it happen. Yeah, Portland. I saw one in Seattle that was crazy too. A whole bunch of trans folks showed up and were, what do you call it? Were intimidating the people that were speaking out. Because, of course, the trans people need money because they're busy grooming dogs or grooming kids. That's all they're good for. Yeah. I said it. Dogs or kids. Poor dogs. So there's that. I fucking said it. Yes. Don't care if anybody doesn't like it. I'm not fucking sucking up to the mental illness. Okay? I ain't doing it. You ain't getting me to knee bend. You better force me down. And when you do, you're going to feel something. You're going to feel the stick. And it ain't from my dick. So be careful. Not all of us are fucking knee benders like you. There's that. What's up, Rob? Yeah, it sucks when we don't get, all the normies in here. But, let's go watch the beach. Let's go see. I don't even know where this beach is. What beach is this? I don't know, but it looks nice. Looks like everybody's having a good time. Water looks nice. It looks like Catalina back there. Damn, you can see the oil rig way out there. Look at them. That fucking oil rig. Surprised they're still doing offshore drilling. Right there. You can see them. Right there. Italians say, no, I mean, this dude just doesn't like Joe Buscaino. And again, the name sounded familiar. I just couldn't place it. And then I Googled him. So yeah, he used to be the mayor pro tem. The city council president pro tem. Sorry. So he would sit behind Marchese. I'm guessing he sat behind Krikorian. Krikorian's the one that he probably sat behind. And then whatever. I don't know if he got in trouble or whatever. I mean, a lot of these dudes have. There's quite a few of them that are in prison. Mark Ridley Thomas, he's in prison. Jose Huizar, he's in prison. There's a few. I'm telling you, bro. There's been 4 that have been indicted, and we're not even going to talk about all the ones that got caught on tape talking crazy about their own constituents, their own people, the same color. And everybody else, calling them indios and everything else after they busy got the votes from them so they could stay in power, and then did nothing for them. And then one of them refused to leave and then got replaced by a cop-hating cunt. So there's that. And then you have old Ramen. She gets kicked out of the homeless committee, right? She was like the president, the one that ran it, right? Now no more. And her district is Skid Row, or all next to it. So yeah. This goes to show you. And then what did they do? I think they gave it to Ian's girlfriend. What's her name? Fucking Sniffles. She's not very bright. So, I mean, this is what you get when you just hire people because of what's between their legs or the color of their skin or how gay or bisexual or trisexual they are or they're polyamorous. This is what you get. This is what you get. And again, people get angry when I say that. But again, I would say, instead of getting angry, prove me wrong. Show me one city, state, company, corporation that's ran this way through DEI solely and is prospering. Just give me one. Just give me fucking one. Because I can show you many examples of cities that are broke ran by DEI. We watched Dalton, Illinois, all DEI, all broke. Chicago, broke. LA, DEI ran, broke. New York, Muslim ran, broke. They have to steal from all their taxpayers just to get anything. Right? I got plenty of proof for you. We'll just keep going. Seattle, Portland, all broke. DEI ran. Yeah, I don't think they do the Seattle City Council's like live. Same with the other one that we were watching. We just happened to see somebody put, what do you call it up? Carter Road, that's it. I mean, bro, what is she doing in Atlanta now? She over there trying to ruin Atlanta. She already ruined Dalton. And how is she not in jail? She done did all that shit. She must be fucking turning over. That's all I can think of. She's working. And she's telling on somebody else, That's how they do it. That's how they do it. They get you to roll over on each other. Everybody gets it. And that's that. Trying to see Seattle. Oh wait. So what's today? Today's the 14th? Oh, okay. So they do city halls. Watch Seattle City Channel. I mean, they're live right now. Wow, they have 84,000 subs already? God damn. That's a lot for no city hall events at this time. Okay, so they definitely, was it this one where the trans crazies were? Hold on, we'll go back and watch it. I mean, you can see it. Oh yeah, I think this is the one. Hold on. Okay, hold on. All right, hold on a second here. Let me just do this. If you guys want to watch that, I mean, bro, we'll take a quick look, a quick gander at it. Let me just take you on this into this computer really quickly. Let me switch computers, bro. This is gonna get wild. This is gonna get you angry even. To see how they were treating other folks that just didn't want to give the money to trans folks. They didn't want to give up that what do you call it? Cis money. Sorry, the cis cash. Okay, so here we are on that one. In person and remotely, Bram. So you hold on. So you can call in. Right. Oh. I want to go forward with this. Okay, it's on there. There it goes. Come on. Can't be that far back. Oh, there we go. Okay, hold on. All right, here we go. Viewer discussions. Now, this was just from... Damn it. This was just from the other day.
That would help renters get some of the money back that their landlords had taken from them. And we are opposed to amendments C and D. We think that pet rent is exploitative. There is no justification for charging renters $300 per year plus inflation. And there is no justification for opting renters into optional fees. We urge you to stand with renters and pass this common sense bill. Thank you.
Well, common sense says people have dogs, they leave them home and they scratch up doors and all kinds of shit too sometimes.
Thank you for having us this afternoon. My name's Casey. I am a vice chair
of
the
Seattle
Renters Commission. I'm also a member of the Stay House, Stay Healthy Coalition and a former tenant attorney. I'm asking that you support this junk fee ban with the exception of Amendments C and D. The fact that there's even a cap that is being proposed suggests that what landlords have been charging, they don't need. And
yeah, this is the one you need to
watch.
watch.
Need to charge it, period.
Look, he's got a ski mask on. It's a trans guy with a ski mask.
The landlord can go after you if there's damage to the unit when you move out. Seattle renters spend hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars just to make sure that they can keep their companion with them. And for landlords, this is dollars and cents. But for renters, this is their home, their family, and their support. Simply put, pet rent is not fair. It's a scam. And we ask that you pass this bill without C&D.
So it's a scam just because you say it's a scam, ma'am.
Andrea?
I hate to break it to you, but pets do damage sometimes to certain things. They do. I hate to break that to you. They do. Pets do damage sometimes.
Hello, my
Not
name
all
is
the time.
Andrea,
Sometimes.
and I've
fuck
been
the
a
landlord.
resident, a renter in Seattle for 19 years. I'm also a proud dues-paying member of the Carpenters Union for 9 years now. And I'm also a proud, longtime single mom of a trans young adult. As other people have mentioned, junk fees are a way for landlords to squeeze more out of us tenants without being subject to regulation. This council has the power today to end that, starting now. As a renter and mother of a beloved trans person, our interests as people who are trans, who love trans people, and our renters should not be pitted against each other. So I urge council to grant the proposed funding for trans support now, and to look for other ways that don't add to housing costs for working class people, cis and trans. Thank you.
Cis and trans. Did you catch the little cis and trans? Bro, this shit is wild.
Hi, I'm Margaret Shield from D5, and I'm here in support of Councilmember Foster's bill to prohibit unfair, unregulated rental fees. So I'm a homeowner now, but during the 20 years I was a renter here, landlords did not use these fees on us. This is a recent unfair practice
Hasn't
that
got
evades
crazy
fair
yet,
market
Dusty. Just wait.
competition and renter protections. Unpredictable extra fees are a significant factor in how people get behind, get an eviction, and become unhoused. This needs to stop. Amendments C and D create unjustifiable loopholes. Please oppose them. Charging pet rent is double or triple dipping because renters already pay 2 damage deposits. Insurance should be an opt-in, not a confusing opt-out. You know, every type of business carries liability insurance, including my small business. We work those costs into the price of our goods and services. There's no reason why rental property businesses need to be any different. Lastly, there is no room for hate in Seattle. We love our trans neighbors. Please fund the budget amendment. Thank you.
Thank you,
See,
Margaret.
they need
Next
money
we
for the
have
trans
Ben,
folks who can't
followed
do
by
much for themselves.
Samuel, Megan, Steph, Aaron. Welcome, Ben.
Hello, my name is Ben Wong, and I was born, raised in Seattle, and last 20 years been living in Queen Anne. And I came here to ask you to please support the ban on the junk fees. We need the transparency.
So much trans stuff. Transparency, trans
been talking
folks,
to some people.
transients.
It seems Mr. Kettle, my representative, may have introduced some amendments that put loopholes in, as the previous speaker said, and I'm concerned that might weaken this whole ordinance. So please pass it.
Super spreader.
But without any amendments that would weaken it, which I believe were C and D. Thank you.
Bro, you need to lay off
And
that
next we have
soy.
Samuel, followed by Megan.
Lay off the soy, my friend.
Is Samuel here? Samuel Wolfson. Hey, Sam.
Hi, Council.
Hi, Council.
My name is Sam Wolfson. I am a
Hi.
member of the Seattle Renters Commission,
Hi.
and I'm a renter in District 3. I'm here to urge you to take action against junk fees imposed on renters in our city. These fees allow landlords to advertise artificially low rent prices and hide the actual monthly cost of tenancy. As someone who is actively working on finding a new place to live, the process is already exhausting enough. The fact that I can't even put in my budget and trust that I can actually afford a place without going and digging in and finding all these random fees added to every listing makes the whole process even worse. This bill is good for everybody, landlords too, I think, because it creates mutual understanding of what fees are actually justifiable, like utilities, and what needs to just be included in the rent. It reduces potential conflict between tenants and landlords and improves pricing transparency. Please support this bill, oppose amendments C and D, which weaken it, and support amendments A and E, which strengthen it. Thank you. Also, you should probably just do whatever the opposite the Republicans tell you to do.
Oh my God, yes, they're so brave. And let me tell you something, sir. Utilities go to the utility company, not the landlord, because I know you're stupid.
Megan, Steph,
and you're probably a dog groomer or a kid groomer. I get it. But
Good
yeah.
afternoon, council members. My name is Megan Nelson, representing Seattle Humane and a coalition of animal welfare organizations. We support CB 121254 because unnecessary pet fees create real barriers to housing and keep families from staying together. At Seattle Humane, about 15% of pets surrendered to us are given up due to housing-related challenges, and other shelters and service providers report even higher rates. Amendment C would undermine that goal by allowing up to $25 per month per pet in pet rent, an arbitrary charge not connected to actual damage or costs. Property owners are already protected through pet damage deposits. For many renters, these added monthly costs can be the difference between keeping a pet and surrendering one. We ask you to support CB 121254 and reject Amendment C.
So they are double dipping, which they shouldn't be doing as landlords. I agree with that, but if you took the deposit for the pet, then that should be enough. So you shouldn't double dip, but
hi there, I'm Steph Haggerty, a renter in Seattle, and I'm here on behalf of myself,
Sassy
my
little
friends
guy.
who are teachers, nurses, service workers in Seattle who can't be here today because they're trying to work to pay the bills, pay the rent, pay the junk fees. So please support the junk fees ban and reject amendments C and D, which weaken it. Just an example, one of my friends is a community mental health therapist, makes very low income. He's charged a $250 fee a year just to renew the lease, $60 a month fee to just pay the rent on the landlord's portal, landlord business expense. The list goes on. And the stress of increasing rent and fees, having to move to find an affordable place to live, impacts their ability to provide care in the community. Amendment C, as others have spoken about, discriminates against pet owners. $300 a year for lower income folks may mean the difference between paying rent and being housed with their animal companions and service animals. So please keep my friends housed, families together. Renters are increasing your voters and constituents. Thanks a lot. Please support our trans community too.
Told you to stay.
Thank you, Seth. Aaron, welcome.
Coordinator, come on, you're next, Coordinator. Step up. What will you be needing, like the guy with the ski mask in front line?
Members, Aaron Tulloch, Legislative Aide with FMS Global Strategy, speaking on behalf of the We Build Back Better Alliance. We support CB 1254 Amendments
What do you remember hearing
as
that?
amendment, and we appreciate Councilmember Foster's leadership. We also value our relationship with Councilmember Kettle. However, we join our coalition partners in opposing Amendment C and D. On pet rent, if a tenant has already paid a security or pet deposit to cover potential damages, an additional $25 a month fee, $300 a year per pet, whether any damages occur or not. For rentals already struggling in Seattle's housing costs, that is significant. Black households are also more likely to rent and experience housing cost burdens, so additional reoccurring fees can deepen existing disparities. On renter insurance, tenants should be able to choose any qualified insurer and policy that meets property owners' reasonable coverage requirements. That protects consumers' choice, competition, and affordability. If the concern is damage, address damage. If the concern is insurance, establish reasonable coverage standards. Neither should become the pathway for unnecessary recurring costs. Protect housing stability, preserve consumer choice, reject C and D.
Look at the one right there.
Thank you, Aaron. Next we have Root.
My God, build back better. What'd you build or back or better? Nothing. Nothing.
Rubai. Before you go, Rubai,
Zero.
I'm going to say the next 10 people. So
And
just
I
give me
love the
1
race
second.
card.
We have Michelle. So just all y'all are in the queue. Michelle,
Where's
Will,
the gay card?
Simon, Catherine.
Oh, that's coming.
Purple 6, Lou, Steve, David Hill, Amanda, and Lee. You all are next. So that's Michelle, Will, Simon, Catherine, Purple 6, Lou, Steve, David Hill, Amanda, Lynn, and Lee. Rubai,
I have a feeling that Amanda was Alvin.
Thank you, council members, for your
Just
time
guessing.
today. My name is Rubai Aurora, and I'm here on behalf of Woodland Park Zoo to urge you to adopt the supplemental budget ordinance. I'd first like to thank Councilmember Kettle for your attention to the issue of coyote coexistence in Seattle. We are grateful for your sponsorship with this important work. We also want to thank Committee Chair Strauss and the Finance Committee for members of their support in this supplemental budget as well. This ordinance includes a reasonable one-time funding, $15,000, to cover zoo staff time to develop a coyote coexistence plan for the city. With our mission to save wildlife and inspire conservation, we are well positioned to take the lead on citywide coordinated approach to peaceful coyote coexistence. The plan would be developed by our resident carnivore experts who will review best practices and work with key stakeholders to ultimately create a plan that could be adopted by the city in 2027. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
No, thank you. Oh, my
Council
God.
President has asked me to read some of the
Look
next
at
names.
that dude.
Michelle Kim, please.
Hi, I'm Michelle Kim.
Fuck.
I live on North Beacon Hill.
Yeah,
I
coyote
support
coexistence.
Eddie
Ed.
Lynn's Proposal A
You heard
to
that
fund neighborhood coordinators to help suffering people
Oh,
on the
God.
streets in Little Saigon and North Beacon Hill.
I bet.
I am a CNA, and I work with my elders. I am also autistic. Seattle is a place I am thriving. And I know the only reason I am thriving is because of luck. I could easily be one of the people struggling in these areas, but I have had so many serendipitous moments in my life that have led me to figure out how to heal. Eddie Lynn is on the right track. This is the tip of the iceberg. I would love to see Seattle become a healing city. That would be something I would be thrilled to pay taxes for. Thank you.
Thank you. Will O'Burse. Will.
Hi, everyone. First off, thanks for all the work you're doing today. This really does feel like the people's house today. Hearing everyone, whether you agree with them or not, is really important.
He's wearing a Safeway hat?
I'm Will Oberst. I'm a grocery store worker and a restaurant worker.
Safeway.
And a renter in District 3, and as of recently, now a PhD student studying political science.
We don't have
with the
Safeway
UN
here
program.
anymore.
So I'm looking forward to working with some
I
of you
think
on
they're all
that
gone.
later. But I'm here to support the ban of junk fees. I think that transparency in fees is something that we really need in the city and in life in general. Thank you all again for your work, and have a great day. Cheers.
Yeah, we used to have them all over here, Froggy. They just Safeway slowly went away. I think it got bought out by another chain like Pavilions or something.
Simon.
And Pavilions just took over their stores here.
Hello, council members.
Changed
My
the
name is Simon
signs.
Thornton. I'm here to ask you to please support Amendment A to the supplemental budget. The North Beacon Hill and North Rainier areas are in desperate need
Vaughn,
of
so
service
Vaughn's took 'em up.
coordination.
Thank you, Sarah.
Our communities need relief now, and we are so grateful that council members Lynn and Foster have engaged with our communities and are finding ways to address these issues with the urgency they deserve. A common refrain I've heard during these meetings is that we don't want more meetings, we want actions. This amendment is the action that our community has been begging for, and so I urge the rest of council to please vote yes on Amendment A and grant our neighborhood the relief it deserves. Thank you.
Etod, the junk fees, I'm guessing, are the scam. Pet
Catherine.
fees and that kind. That's what he's talking about. Get
Hi,
rid of all
I'm a
these
member of
unnecessary
Beacon Hill.
fees.
I'm a resident of Beacon Hill, and I
AKA
thought there was
junk
going to be a lot of people talking about this, so I prepared a statement that's just very focused and just a snapshot of the area. I'm a bicycle commuter, and I'm always trying to get all of my community to take the bike whenever they can. And if you're coming from Beacon Hill to go anywhere in the city, you have to go through the North Beacon Hill, Little Saigon area.
No, this is
and
not
it
live.
Absolute
This was
chaos.
2 days ago.
And to go through
3
there
days ago.
unarmed by a
But
car
watch this.
around
Stay
me.
here.
And to give just the
Give
little
it a moment.
snapshot that I prepared for today. Just the other night, I was going through there, and there was a guy who just suddenly picked up a giant pipe from the road and just started swinging it over his head, so that we had to veer way out of the way on our bicycles. And then a police car pulled right in front of me, and then I had to swerve around that because he was dealing with other chaos. The whole area is dangerous, and I'm just a small person going through on my bike.
Yes, the
residents
cop
and
was the
business
problem.
owners-
Not the unhinged man with a pipe. Got it.
Thank you, Catherine.
Not the unhinged
Catherine.
homeless
Next-
weirdo
we have-
with a
thank you so
fucking
much. Next
pipe.
we have Purple 6.
You weren't
followed by
scared of
Lou.
that.
Welcome,
But
Purple
you were
6,
scared about the
Lou,
cop
Steve,
pulling
David,
over
Amanda,
to
Lee.
address the guy with the
I'm
pipe.
here to talk about the
Look at
trans
this idiot.
refugee crisis. I want to thank
Trans
the council
refugees.
for doing the barest minimum of effort in addressing this and earmarking $300,000. That is something that should have been done a year ago, but obviously the administration at the time was not amicable to such proceedings. I will say that this is peanut money. This is such a small amount of money for this city. You are spending millions to expand fucking flock cameras. And in that respect, anyone here who votes against such a small amount of money, the peanut money that my community needs, anyone who votes against it is signaling strongly that they are on the side of atrocity. They are on the side of bigotry. They are on the side of the people who are brandishing guns on my community. They are on the side of a villainy that this country should have extinguished a long time ago. So I want you to understand that as public servants, we will hold you accountable.
Sir, your
So next we
tits
have
look like
Lou,
elbows.
followed by Steve, David, Amanda, and Lee. Welcome.
Looks like
We've
I put
heard
my
some
elbow in your
noise
shirt.
Of the right wingers that
What
are
is
against
this?
trans refugees, I guess. I guess they're threatened by funding for care, for life, for housing, because we're fleeing their culture of death. We are giving our community space to breathe.
Culture of death.
They aren't the ones taking refugees into their homes. They're not giving refugees an actual future. They're not talking people down from the suicide that they've invoked. We are saving people's lives. What do they have to show? What do we have to show if we are intimidated by their noise? The news is scary, but hesitance in this moment is death. And the way to cut through it is action, with our voices resonating together and saying, no, Trump. We choose life. Fund the trans refugees, call on the mayor to declare a state of emergency, and don't have loopholes.
I'd be embarrassed to
Next we
show
have
my face,
Steve,
too.
Followed by David, Amanda, Lee. Welcome, Steve, David, Amanda, Lee, Steve, David, Amanda,
Oh, it's going to
Lee.
get spicy. Hold on.
I'm next, right?
Just wait.
Steve.
Thank God. Okay.
Got you.
Hi, my name is Steve, and I have lived here in Washington my entire life. I have friends, close family that are queer, trans, etc., and it's very just regular inside my life and inside of their lives as well, but outside of just a couple of states that I can count, it's treated like a much bigger deal, strangely. Folks, young folks getting kicked out of their house, the house they grew up in, getting kicked out of the state that they grew up in, having to restart their life or just start their life at all.
Who gets
A lot of
kicked
them,
out of a state for being
you know,
trans?
they face this kind of stuff.
I want
when
to
they're
see
much
that
younger.
case, please.
Of course, they're coming to a place like this, you know.
I want to
that's-
see it.
It seems like it's going to be a good, respectful environment for them, and I imagine that you guys, you know, love this community. That's why you got the jobs, yeah? But they don't have anything right now. All they have is themselves, and they deserve so much more. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. Next we have David.
You know why,
followed by
sir? Because they've
Amanda and
alienated
Lee.
themselves by
David,
demanding
Amanda,
things
and Lee.
and
David,
being
Amanda,
unruly.
David Hill. Is David Hill here? Okay, Amanda and Lee. David, Amanda, Lee. Go ahead.
So you're not to be
Good
respected
afternoon, Council. My
when
name
you
is
act
David
like
Hill.
that.
I live in District 4. I'm the treasurer of the Transit Riders Union. TRU strongly supports Council Bill 1254,
Transit
banning
Riders
rental junk
Union.
fees as introduced.
Is this real?
Housing stability is a critical component of transit justice, and corporate junk fees are a backdoor
justice.
way for property managers to exploit low housing supply and
Holy
bypass
shit.
our city's renter protections. Again, I urge you to pass the bill as written and also to reject Amendment C. This amendment weaponizes the legislative process to protect a corporate cash grab, pet rent. Since 2018, I've paid $4,500 in pet rent for my dog Maggie. That is over $600 a year for a dog that doesn't use building amenities or accrue maintenance costs. That $4,500 I could have spent in our local economy instead of padding my corporate landlord's balance sheets. Reject Amendment C, discounts for bad actors, pass a strong junk fees ban, and protect our trans neighbors. Thank you.
Thank
Sir,
you, David.
don't
Next
wait.
we have
Just
Amanda,
wait until
followed
all the
by
mom and
Lee.
pops are
It's
gone.
Amanda here, followed by Lee. Welcome.
And all you
Hi,
have is
council
corporate
members. My name
lawyers.
is Amanda
I mean,
Lynn. I'm
corporate
an organizer
landlords.
for House Our Neighbors. I'm also a renter in Capitol Hill. Landlords insist junk fees have a direct correlation with costs. The last few months, I've listened to comment after comment about their costs.
Smoke.
I've also spent years working in affordable housing
Cat
and
Harvey.
community development. I know insurance, maintenance, and operating costs have gone up, but that's not the whole story.
Love
The
you,
rental
Cat.
housing industry tells a very different story to investors than it tells to its renters. Its own market reports show property income is still growing, and they celebrate the fact that new construction has fallen by nearly 60% because it means even greater pricing power for existing landlords in the years ahead. That's before we even start discussing how much their assets and overall wealth are appreciating. That's far from an industry on the brink, but the working class citizens of this city have been on the brink for years, and too many of us are falling off the cliff. That's why these junk fees matter. Every mandatory fee is $1 more transferred from a working renter's paycheck, not to cover costs, but to grow a landlord's wealth. Junk fees aren't providing anything. Ban them. Thank you.
Thank you again,
Amanda.
Kat.
Next we
Huge
have
donation. And what it is this is
And before
instead
you
of the
go,
race
Lee,
card, this
okay,
is
we
the
have
gay
about 4 more
card.
speakers, so we have the next 10 people up is Morgan, Shanae, Kat, Danny,
Kat, you're
Lydia,
there.
Ian, Olivia,
Kat, are you
Olya,
there?
Daniel, and Gabriel.
You better give us
are
a
up
shout out,
next.
Kat.
Morgan, Shanae, Kat, Danny, Lydia, Ian, Olivia, Olya, Daniel, and Gabriel. Welcome.
Home
Hello,
chick's
City
got a hell of a
Council.
bald
My name
spot.
is Lee. I'm a District 3 voter. I'm here to support the LGBT relief funding. You already heard me speak on the 4th about my experiences with discrimination in the workplace. So this time, I want to mention that right-wing streamers like Ari, who talked trash on us earlier, were allowed to harass trans people during Trans Pride back in July. They were trespassing, SPD was called, and they did not show up. $300,000 is a drop in the bucket compared to the millions you give SPD to ignore us when we are being antagonized and filmed by fascist creeps. Please pass the funding. Thank you.
Thank you, Lee.
So
Next
now
we
you
have
own the
Morgan,
city street
followed by
that they pay
Shanae,
taxes to
and
be
then
on
Kat.
because
Welcome,
your
Morgan.
parade was there. Got it. Got it. I see ya.
Thank you.
Got it. Come on,
Thank
sir.
you, council members.
My name is Morgan. I'm a resident of District 3 and an organizer with the Mutual Aid Network for Trans and Intersex Individuals in Seattle. I'm here to speak in support of funding for the trans community.
That's it, Beach.
The most financially secure trans people that I know are struggling to hold on to their jobs and their houses. And the least financially secure trans people that I know are sleeping in parks and dealing with organized harassment from right-wing streamers. The situation is dire. Our community struggles to support ourselves and to support each other, but it's difficult when there's pervasive discrimination and harassment. We desperately need assistance, and I would appreciate the council's funding. Thank you.
I'm sure you would appreciate that cis money.
Welcome.
You hate the cis, but you like their money. Got it.
Welcome.
Hello, my name, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello, my name is Shanae. I'm a single mom. I am in District 2. I have lived in my unit for the past, since 2014. I've had a pet the entire time. We've gotten a new manager. I've never had a deposit or anything like that. And now that we have a new manager, they're using these fees as a weapon. They are like, you owe $300 for a deposit and $35 for rent, and then that's not fair because you don't give any notice. Then they backdate it. I pay my rent on time. I have to pay a fee because I write a check, which is unfair. I have a fee for them just having to communicate, a $50 fee for them communicating with me, which is unfair.
See the red shirt he's wearing? Read the red shirt he's wearing.
That it's not fair that they can use these fees and just throw them in there at any time that they want and don't tell you anything on why they're giving them to you. So I would really, really appreciate it if you all could.
Thank you.
It's
Next,
a
we have
DSA
Kat,
shirt.
Followed by Danny, Lydia, Ian, Olivia.
Commie shirt.
Go ahead, Kat.
Thank you.
Yep.
Good afternoon, Council President Hollingsworth, council members. I'm
That's
Danny
not
Askini, I'm the
Kat.
Executive Director of Gender Justice League here in Seattle.
Gender
And I'm urging
Justice
your
League.
approval
You
of
gotta
the
be kidding me
$300,000
right now.
For the LGBTQ community response to the trans internal displacement.
Gender Justice
City Council
League.
cannot change the anti-trans laws that are
Kidding
sweeping this
me.
country. They can't change federal policy. But what you can do is help us support the people that are arriving because of those changes. I provided all of your offices with a white paper that goes really in depth. I'm not going to repeat all of the complexity in those 54 pages. I do want to share a personal story that I've not shared. It's incredibly painful, but I feel like it is illustrative. This week is a very painful anniversary for me. Last year, my husband died by suicide. He died by suicide in large part because he didn't want to displace for a third time. We moved from Seattle to Sweden.
He
Sweden
didn't
to
want to
DC,
move, so he
DC to
killed
Virginia.
himself? You're kidding me, right?
And for him,
You're
one more
fucking
move
kidding me,
because
right?
of the fact that we're trans and he didn't feel safe as a federal employee was one move too many. I had to bury him, and then I flew right back to support people who are arriving. I do that every day. Gender Justice League has seen a 600 and survivors who served over.
What happened to his mic? Why'd you turn his mic off? Why'd you turn his mic off?
Thank you, Danny. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Next, we have
Danny.
Lydia.
Bro.
And just
Bro.
hear me out, y'all. If we do spirit hands, we can kind of move through. I know people
Spirit
are supportive,
hands?
and I don't want to
Spirit
suppress
hands.
noise. But I'm
Spirit
just if we did
hands.
spirit hands and the snaps, that would help, so I can call the next speaker in between.
If we
did
could
I
do
skip over
spirit
Kat?
hands and
Kat,
snaps.
okay, awesome, Kat.
You heard that
thank
right.
you, Danny, for that. Kat.
This
and
is
then
real.
Lydia. Welcome.
This is real. This is real.
Thank you.
This is
I'm
DEI.
gonna
This
start
is real.
actually, in the wake of that story by saying let's support our trans community with dignity and with resources.
And just wait.
So thank you for that story.
Show hasn't started yet.
Good afternoon, Council. I'm Kat Munson. I'm a new renter in District 4. And I'm also the Community Engagement and Advocacy Manager at Sound Generations, where we support older adults through Meals on Wheels and much, much more. I'm here in strong support of Councilmember Foster's bill to ban rental junk fees. Low-income, older renters we serve live on fixed incomes, so even a seemingly small hidden fee can tip the balance towards housing insecurity. And older adults are often specifically targeted by predatory landlords who capitalize on the fact that they're much less likely to move. My own mom, who lived in a Capitol Hill shag housing complex for like 15 years, fought against her pet rent for her beloved dog and companion, Phoebe, for much of the time that she lived there. So I urge you to pass this bill and reject Amendments C and D and support our trans community.
Thank you, Kat. Next, we have Lydia, followed by Ian, Olivia.
Hey,
welcome,
spirit
Lydia,
hats
Ian,
and snaps
Olivia.
only. Stop clapping.
Hi, I'm Lydia Rubenstein. I'm a renter in District 3, and I'm a tenant educator with the Tenants Union of Washington State. I'm here in strong support to ban rental junk fees and say no to Amendment C and D that would weaken this in any way.
Look at that
These
thing
rental
in the
junk fees
front.
directly threaten our ability as renters to stay housed, especially renters using a voucher, living on fixed incomes, and anyone living in affordable housing complexes. I've seen entire affordable housing buildings struck with sudden cable and internet fees that make it hard to opt out of, and not only that, but reduce their access to the affordable internet that the city offers. I've heard from renters who've had a pet for years face new predatory pet rent, not as a result of any damages on the property, just because a renowned slumlord in Seattle found pet rent to be the best way to squeeze more from the renters. This pet rent resulted in threats of eviction and even more fees and late fees and administrative fee charges for providing notice. Landlords should not be able to hide rent increases by inventing new monthly fees or renaming charges to avoid accountability. Vote yes to ban rental junk fees.
Thank you.
You
Thank
can
you,
fix her.
Lydia.
You can
Next, we
have her.
Ian, followed by Olivia.
You can have her, Chris.
Alia, Daniel, Gabriel. Welcome, Ian.
Hello, Council.
Yesy, is that
my
you?
name was Ian. I am from Utah.
That ain't yes.
I moved here 4 days ago. I originally moved here in 2003 with my family, and I'm here to talk about the internal trans displacement. Currently, most of my friends are very worried about what Utah is like, about what Texas is like, about what other red states are like, and are in fear for their access to life-saving medications. Seattle is something that we look to a lot as a very important and very critical hope. So by you guys considering the $300,000, I believe that would be very beneficial for people in my community. Thank you.
Thank
So
you,
apparently
Ian. Welcome to
Seattle
the
is a
206.
trans
We are
hub.
so happy to have you.
Didn't know. I didn't know
Is
it was like
Olivia
that.
here? Awesome. Welcome, Olivia.
Uh-oh, Olivia's got a whole presentation.
Hi, City Council. My name is Olivia, and I'm a worker and renter living in Beacon Hill.
And I've got to read off
I'm
my
here to urge
computer.
City Council to take action to support the proposed rental junk fees ban and vote no on Amendments C and D today. Specifically, Amendment C undermines renter protections
You're
designed
wrong,
to protect
Mike D.
renters from price gouging just so landlords can make a profit. A proposed pet rent cap of $25 plus inflation demonstrates that pet rent is arbitrary and only serves to make landlords money. Landlords often say that pets cause damage beyond the pet deposits, but a fee like pet rent isn't even applied to damages. Renters have to pay for any damage their pets cause on top of paying pet rent and pet deposit. Although pet rent is technically a fee and not rent, fees like pet rent raise the total practical monthly cost of rent for working people, making it difficult to find stable and affordable housing. Please pass this ordinance without any weakening amendments, reject Amendments C and D, and protect and support our trans neighbors.
Thank you, Olivia. Next, we have Alia, followed by Daniel, and then Gabriel. Welcome.
Yeah, this is a gay victim
Hi,
Olympics.
Council. I want to speak as a renter in Capitol Hill, as someone who grew up in Queen Anne, and as a trans woman in this community. So I want to speak in support of the funding for the trans refugee and the local.
What is a
orgs that work
trans
so hard to
refugee?
Support us as we come here. As a trans woman and as a survivor of assaults, domestic violence, rape, and as somebody who's previously volunteered at DV shelters, I'm appalled by some of the statements we heard today from the Republicans who I guess couldn't be bothered to stick around. But I also know that none of those stories of mine are unique. I don't want to speak to how hard our lives can be or the discrimination that we very actively face everywhere in this country, including in Seattle. what I really do want to speak to is, as a volunteer in Open Arms, the Traction local 501c3, how hard I see trans refugees working to build their lives here. We are constantly applying for jobs. We are constantly doing everything we can to build our lives here. And this funding would just, it's support for a crisis. It is not anything like a free handout. Thank you so much for everyone.
Awesome, thank you. Next we have Daniel, followed by Gabriel. Daniel, then Gabriel. Are you Daniel?
Yep.
Awesome, welcome, and then Gabriel.
Thanks.
Yep, welcome.
Good afternoon, Council. My name is Daniel Gallagher. I'm a proud resident of District 7. I develop and operate affordable and market rate housing in Seattle, and I'm here to speak on in support of Amendment C and D to CB 121254. Amendment C allows apartment owners to charge a modest fee for pets,
They hate you,
adjusted
bro.
for inflation. The pet deposit covers wear and tear on apartment units and ensures pet owners are the ones who pay instead of passing that cost on to other renters who choose not to have a pet. This amendment helps ensure that the cost of owning a pet remains the responsibility of the pet owners. Certainly, this fee should be transparently disclosed at lease signing. We've no argument there. And adopting this amendment, we believe, is equitable for all renters. Amendment D, likewise, ensures that renters get insurance. Too many times in my buildings, I've seen renters without rent insurance be very financially damaged by accidents, and we think Amendment D helps support renters in the long term. Thank you.
It's not
Thank
cold,
you, Daniel.
cat.
Next we have Gabriel.
Realistic.
Is Gabriel here? Diaz? Gabriel? No? Okay, so we'll go to the next 10 people in person, and then we're going to jump back online. So we have Clive. Is Clive here? Welcome. After Clive, we have Kyle, then Paul.
We're starting to get a little opposition.
Carl, Hallie, Guinevere, Nina, and then Jeff Paul.
Guinevere?
And then there's a number
Thank you,
64
Jake.
here. Tyran is the last name. Peter. I think that looks like Peter. Welcome, Clive.
My name is Clive Hayward. I'm a street performer, and I've performed on the Seattle waterfront since 2015. Seattle Center is knowingly and willfully violating street performers' First Amendment rights. The city already lost this fight in 2009 in Berger versus the City of Seattle. I filed multiple formal claims. My damages continue to accrue. I'm asking council to direct the Seattle Center leadership to train its staff on performers' constitutional rights and to publicly account for claims like mine. Seattle Center is responsible for public safety operations on the waterfront. It is also supposed to support arts and culture. This isn't complicated. Follow the Ninth Circuit's ruling, follow the Constitution.
Thank you, Clive.
There
Next
you
we
go.
have Kyle, followed by Paul. Welcome.
They don't like the Constitution. That's a dirty word.
Thank you. I'm Kyle McBride, and I live in District 4. And as a teenager who wants to continue to live in the city of Seattle, I have to wake up every day and know that, unlike my parents, I cannot be sure that my future is secure. The exorbitant price of housing that has caused my generation immense struggle, and junk fees are part of this problem. About a quarter of renters in the United States are part of Gen Z, while Gen Z has a higher debt-to-income ratio than the previous generation. Allowing junk fees is just kicking us while we're already down. I urge you to vote for Councilwoman Foster's bill to eliminate junk fees. Thank you.
Thank you,
Of course
Kyle.
it's pricey,
Next we have
WC.
Paul.
All
Paul
Democrat
here.
round cities
Welcome,
are pricey.
Paul.
Give me one that isn't. Give me one Democrat city that isn't.
Hi.
It's all the major
After
metropolis.
Trump election, in just 7 months, about 1 in every 10 trans people moved states. Rightfully so. In 2025 alone, 109 anti-trans bills were enacted. They threaten their access to healthcare, their jobs, their safety, their whole existence as trans people. At CPAC, the objective was made explicit. Transgenderism must be eradicated from public life entirely. This is a quote. The Lemkin Institute for Genocide Prevention has raised 3 red flags regarding transgenocide in the US. Still, more than
Transgenocide.
700,000 trans people still live in states where the legal risk to them is deemed severe or worse. Many of those people need to move for their survival. and many don't have the means. Nobody upend their life just for hands out, like somebody said earlier. We have to acknowledge the situation. We have to do the right things. We have to do more. Thank you.
Thank you, Pierre. Sus ma bite.
Next we have, I think it's Peter chime in.
What is a
Is it
trans
Peter?
genocide?
Is it Peter? Yeah.
Look at this guy's shirt.
Peter, and then followed
Read
by
his
Peter's
shirt.
Eden, and then Carl.
Hello, City Council. Hello, Councilman Rank. It was good meeting you the other day. My name is Peter. I am a resident of Ballard, born and raised, and also a veteran. I want to thank you, Councilwoman Rank, for spearheading this effort that was brought forward by our partners,
turncoat,
Mantis,
which
for
you
the
are.
sake of trans survival.
You're a fucking
I got mixed up.
turncoat.
It's okay. Okay. I love this city. As we all know, Seattle is a sanctuary city, and I believe that this status morally extends not only to immigrants internationally, but also to immigrants across this whole country who are fleeing violence, such as our trans friends all across the states.
This guy loves trim dick.
LGBTQ volunteer organizations have helped hundreds of trans people and lack the capacity to help hundreds more with acquiring housing and employment in Seattle. By passing this legislation, we can direct aid towards the organizations providing resources to these migrants, seeking safety and giving them a chance for a new beginning. I was extremely proud as an American and as a veteran, and even more so as a Seattleite, to see
Seattleite?
Thank you, Peter.
Oh
you're
my
good.
God, I can't
Thank
believe
you,
this is
Peter.
real. Am I
Eden?
dreaming right now?
Or Eden? Is it Eden?
Like,
Eden?
am I sleeping?
Eden Qua? Is Eden here?
This is
No?
real, right?
Carl, are you here? Welcome, Carl. Then
happening?
Hallie Willis.
Members
a
of council, my
nightmare?
name is Carl Nelson. I'm a 17-year renter in District 4, co-chair and founding member of the Cedar Crossing Tenants
All AI?
Association, and a member of the board of directors of the Seattle Social Housing Developer. I'm here today in my capacity as an individual and a small business owner to speak in favor of the legislation banning junk fees with amendments A and E and without amendments C and D. Council, let's be very clear about what being a landlord or housing provider actually is. It is a decision by an individual or individuals to go into business and thereby assume the risks and responsibilities inherent in any business venture. It does not entitle anyone to a certain return on investment, nor does it make them exempt from the rules and expectations of fair behavior we expect in any other industry. Arbitrary, hidden, or specious fees like pet rent are annoying at best and dishonest at worst. All this legislation does is make sure consumers are given the same level of protection that they would expect in any other business. I urge the council to pass this common sense bill with amendments A and E and unamended by C and D without delay.
Thank you, Carl. Next we have Hallie, followed by Guinevere, Nina, and Jeff.
Spirit hands and snaps only. Spirit hands. What is spirit
Good
hands?
afternoon, council members. Hallie Willis with the Seattle King
know what
County
jazz hands
Coalition
are.
on
What's
Homelessness
spirit
and a
hands?
renter and pet owner in District 5. I'm here today in strong support of the junk fee legislation sponsored by Councilmember Foster and in opposition to amendments C and D. Junk fees, including pet rent, raise costs for renters, often in ways they don't expect and can't afford. That leaves people with few options and fuels our crisis of people being evicted into homelessness. Pet rent is a scam. It should be banned outright. People would freak out if a landlord charged rent to a baby. Why do we allow them to charge
That is
rent
what you're
to a
hearing,
cat,
Kat.
or a dog? Absolutely. Please take this afternoon to support renters and support trans people. Thank you.
This is
Thank you. Next
this
we
is a
have
gay
Guinevere,
victim
followed by
Olympics.
Nina, and then Jeff. Thank you,
Okay, this
Hallie.
is a victim
Guinevere,
Olympics of
welcome.
just gay folks. Normally it's
Thank
you know
Council.
other folks.
I call on you today to pass the ban on junk fees for renters. And also, I believe that even if that ban were passed, it doesn't ban RUBS, which can pass on hundreds of dollars of utility fees from the landlord to the renter. So we need to ban that as well. And again, thank you for the $300,000 amended for the trans refugee crisis. I want you to pass the budget with that in there. But again, that's just a start. And also, I'm aware of the potential for the city to pass that $300,000 and then in the coming months, defund housing by $1 to $5 million so that the trans people who come here will have nowhere to live. So I want to be aware that we're not falling for the city's tricks on that. Thank you.
What the fuck is a trans refugee? And
Next
thank
we
you
have
again,
Nina,
Kat.
Followed by Jeff. Guinevere, you always have the flyest glasses, by the way, the sunglasses. They're always cool. Nina, then Jeff.
Hi there.
Oh,
I'm
boy.
Nina, I'm a trans woman living in District 5.
Holy
I'm
shit.
here to urge the City Council to pass EB
Holy
1253 with Amendment 5 intact.
Look at that.
The funds are already there. The committee has recommended its passing, and so many here today have explained the profound effect this funding will have. I have a partner that would not be here were it not for orgs like Traction. Our new sisters, brothers, and all the others can and will thrive if we survive. And this funding gives us a chance to do so. Thank you.
Thank you, Nina.
I
Next
agree,
we have
Mr.
Jeff
Popo.
Paul, and then we're going to jump right online to Cliff Cawthorn. Is Jeff Paul?
Oh, we're going online
Pardon
too?
me?
Yeah, because I forgot they do
Jeff is
public comment online.
Oh,
and
email. Okay, sorry.
and in
Thank you.
person.
Thank you, Kate. Okay, we'll jump on to online. So we'll go to Cliff, followed by Rachel. Star 6, unmute yourself. Thank you.
No, thank you.
Star 6.
For the whole...
We have about 20 more speakers.
There you go. Good
Jason
afternoon,
Jenkins?
council members. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Jason Jenkins.
Yeah. Oh, perfect. My name is Cliff Cawthorn. I'm here today as Seattle resident. Some of you know me, my background in housing policy. I'm here in support of Council Bill 121254, so that ban junk fees. I'm also in support of
Jason
Amendment
needs to
A
call
and
in
B.
for
in
sure,
strong
Matt.
opposition to Amendment C and D. So first off, thank you, Councilmember Foster, for leadership on this, and for Mayor Wilson for proposing this. Right now, Seattleites, like people across the country, on the back foot when it comes to affordability. Banning predatory and deceptive junk fees and requiring landlords to be transparent are just a no-brainer. These storage fees do not contribute to tenants' well-being. They cover no real operations costs.
Yeah,
These
Erica.
fees contribute to
They're
homeless
forced to.
displacement, rising housing costs, and put barriers to housing in place for those who are the most vulnerable in our housing ecosystem, trans people fleeing oppressive states. We need to pass this legislation, protect and empower renters, ensure transparency from tenants. Please support this legislation. Please support.
Thank you, Cliff. Next we have Rachel Raj, followed by Kendra. Star 6, unmute yourself.
I have a feeling Kendra is a man.
Good afternoon, council members. My name is Rachel Raj, and I'm the executive director of Seattle Veterinary Outreach, a local nonprofit providing veterinary care and human services for people experiencing homelessness and low-income families. I'm here today on behalf of the clients that we work with. We see firsthand how difficult it is to access housing with a pet. In 2025, 28% of the clients we saw came to us with urgency because they needed veterinary care to meet emergency shelters or housing-related vaccine requirements. So far this year, that number has increased to 38%. When our clients are faced with ongoing pet fees, that makes housing out of their reach. Many will choose to remain unhoused rather than surrender their companion. I urge you to include protections against ongoing pet rental fees. Housing should be accessible, and no one should have to choose between a safe place to live and the pet that they love. Thank you for your time.
Awesome. Thank you, Rachel. Next we have Kendra, followed by Kendall. Star 6.
Ooh, Kendall and Kendra. One of them's a guy, for sure.
Good afternoon, Council. My name is Ken. I'm a candidate member with the American Party of Labor, and it is imperative that you pass this funding for trans resources, especially seeing how this Council and the Mayor have chosen time and time again to ignore the trans community in the past. As a reminder, Council, it is your duty to protect and provide for these communities through programs, through funding, and through actual human decency, not just apologies and sympathies from behind a microphone. The American Party of Labor will continue to ensure the trans community are able to defend themselves against those who wish to harm and erase them, against Nazis, and against SPD who protect these Nazis and have themselves directly terrorized the trans community as we saw last May. Any further class treachery and outright apathy from this council and the city against these communities will only strengthen APL's resolve to guarantee community autonomy by and through any means necessary. If you are a member of a marginalized community, trans or otherwise, look to arm and protect yourself, contact the American Party of Labor. And in the words of the dead Kennedys, lynch your landlord. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Ken.
Yes. This is a
Next
person
we
that's
have
all about
Paul,
diversity and
followed by
inclusion. I want you to kill people.
Adrian?
Erica, because they're all about themselves. They're greedy, and they're not very bright. These people are stupid. That's why they have to come and beg us, hardworking cis people, for money.
Good afternoon, Council. My name is Paul Steves, and I'm a renter in District 3, speaking in support of the junk fee legislation. This issue directly affects me, as I've always refused to pay these junk fees. As a result, these slumlords and credit reporting companies are falsely portraying this refusal as rental arrears. I urge the council members to listen to your constituents and not the slumlords who largely live outside of the city. Shame on Councilmember Kettle for proposing amendments that weaken this badly needed piece of legislation. If not for their continual malfeasance, this new legislation would be unnecessary. It is my understanding that pet rent is already illegal under SMC 72438, Section E. Slumlords have been blatantly disregarding the law for far too long. This is why strong enforcement mechanisms are needed. Junk fees are fraudulent and need to be prosecuted as such. I strongly encourage council members to pass this legislation without any weakening amendments. Also support the
Yeah, the last caller was a communist. They
Thank you.
always
Next
want
we
a
have
free ride, and they're
Angeline,
only
followed
tough.
by Lydia,
like other
and then
folks when
Cedar,
there's a big group
star
of them.
6.
They wouldn't say that to your face as a landlord. You know, they wouldn't do it. They don't have the guts or the
Good
nuts,
afternoon,
even though they do
council
have
members. My name
balls.
is Angeline Skirdo.
Not
I'm
a vagina.
human rights activist from Pierce County District 2.
We'll go get water.
So from this morning's Seattle City Council Public
going to
Safety
get
Committee
water.
meeting on the topic of King County Jail medical deferral data, mentioning by Ian Goodhue of the same exam, aka sexual assault nurse examination, and the delays that can occur included in between the time of initiation of nurse consultation, of the usual vitals to the certified licensed nurse trained in a specific legal task associated with the steps to do a same exam. I formally request this day of August 11, 2026, for our same exam laws to allow an extension for at least 7 days instead of 5 days, for DNA can still be detected via swabbing, which is the main part of the exam. Plus, I support making rent affordable, including removing pet rent. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Lydia, followed by Cedar, and then Heather.
I needed some water. I'm all out of water.
Hi, my name is Lydia Felty. I'm a renter in D3 as well as a co-chair of the Seattle Renters Commission. The Renters Commission supports banning junk fees to reduce hidden and unnecessary housing costs. As renter advocates and renters ourselves, we are no stranger to the intimate impacts of junk fees on housing stability. This legislation is about transparency and predictability, and it's about upholding the renter protections that are designed to protect renters from price gouging, prevent landlords from setting fair. It does not prevent landlords from setting fair market rent or charging for truly opt-in services. As such, the Commission supports Amendments A and E, which strengthen this legislation, and we oppose Amendments C and D, which create loopholes that would allow landlords to continue charging these unnecessary rental fees. This comprehensive ban is critical to ensuring renters have accurate information about housing, that honest landlords can compete in a fair market, and that new protections are enforceable. We urge you to pass this ban on rental junk fees with the strengthening amendments A and E and to reject.
The little poor communist
Awesome.
couldn't
Thank
even
you,
read the
Lydia.
script.
Next, we have 8 more speakers online. This is just a time check. We have 8 more speakers online, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more in person. I don't know if there's any signed up over there. Okay, so 8 online.
I believe the last 5 is where it gets spicy.
Cedar,
Let's hope.
You are, well, star 6. You're up.
It's not star 69.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Hi, my name is Peter, and I am here to speak on the coming shortages that we are facing as a country. In the midst of our food financial crisis and our water crisis due to surveillance centers and throwing the water to the elites in this country, we are also taking steps to expand our police surveillance state by putting up more Flock and Axon and ALPR cameras that are further infringing upon our Fourth Amendment rights. We can't ever really seem to find the money for social programs, but we can always seem to find more money to pay the police who constantly beat our civilians. And many departments, including Bellevue's, is actually under investigation for child sex trafficking. So we should fund the police a lot less, and we should actually put my money into the farm.
Why don't you just say it outright? Have the
Thank you. Next we
balls.
have Heather,
Say you
followed
want to
by
abolish the police.
Magdalena.
Then you'll get your face beat in every day when you walk to work. Or you won't be walking to work.
And council members.
Or to the
I'm
bread
Heather
line.
Smith from Capitol Hill's Pike Pine neighborhood. I am speaking in support of Council Bill 121253 and directing funding for community-based violence interrupters to Capitol Hill. Just last night, another person was shot at Cal Anderson Park. That brings the number of shootings we have documented in the greater Pike Pine to 26 in just 3 years, all within a very small geographic area.
And you want to get rid of the
Our
cops,
Pike Pine
huh?
community and our nightlife district in Cal Anderson Park need a coordinated, sustained public safety strategy with consistent resources, clear responsibility, and accountability.
Less
The
cops,
Seattle
less
Fire
shootings.
Department and Seattle Police Department should not be the only responders to issues around the clock. Pike Pine is also an important economic driver for Seattle. Violence interrupters can help identify escalating conflicts, build relationships with people at the highest risk of violence, intervene before.
Hysterical. Less cops, less
Thank
shootings.
you, Heather. Next
That's
we
how
have
that's going to
Magdalena,
work,
followed
huh?
by Aaron and Elizabeth.
Sure. Okay. Okay.
Am I muted?
We can hear you.
God, they're fucking dumb. They're
Wonderful.
fucking stupid.
Hello, Council. You are legislating right now for the age, not the hour. The hour is the empire around us that is falling. But the age that is coming is one in which the city will still exist. In that time, they will look to the precedents that you established during this time of transition, whether you acknowledge that transition coming or not. It has happened to all empires. It will happen to ours. What legacy will you leave? When trans people were priestesses of the temples of Inanna, Europeans were still living in mud huts and figuring out how to make bronze. We are the Arines of the Scythians. We are the Galli of the Romans. We have literally always existed, and we will always exist. And we will resist these fascists. And you have to live with us after. You have to live with the results. Will you live with a city that you have brought to life by saving ours and the culture that we bring to create? Have you all...
Thank you, Magdalena. Next we have Elizabeth, followed by Philip, Haley, and Matthew. And we'll go back to in person. Elizabeth, welcome.
I kind of like how they go back and forth, though. LA should do that.
Star 6 to unmute yourself. Star 6.
I'm all right with that. You know? I'm all right with that. And they
You're
take
still on
way
mute.
more. They've taken
Star
20
6.
callers on the
There you
fucking
go.
phone.
Hello.
Hello.
Thank you.
Hello.
This is
Zesty time.
Elizabeth Marcus, and I am a resident of the Green Lake neighborhood. And I have been a landlord in the past, and I strongly oppose junk fees. I take that as a responsibility to keep people housed and not as something to make a profit off of at the expense of the people who need housing. I also strongly support the funding for the trans community, and I would love to say that I oppose Amendment C and D. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Next we have Philip, followed by Haley, and then Matthew, and then we'll go to our in-person.
You know, they kind of knee bend to their callers. LA doesn't do that. You notice that?
You might be muted on your
They only
phone,
knee
Philip,
bend to
but
the
you are
people they
off mute
like.
for us.
Like they're who they're honoring.
Hi, apologize. Can you hear me now?
Hi. I can hear you. Hi.
Thank you. My name is Philip Ross. I am a small landlord in the Ravenna
Jason.
neighborhood. I would also like
Jason
to speak out in
Jenkins.
opposition to junk fees. As a property owner, I find myself lucky enough to help those who do not own property stay in the neighborhood at affordable rates and contribute to the culture and diversity of my neighborhood
And the tax
and
base.
the city in general.
And the money
I
tax
find junk fees and exorbitant charges to be despicable, and I appreciate everything you're doing to combat them, I would also note that any amendments diluting the strength of that bill are not wanted. The developers who are in favor of this, and I work for a developer separately, are charging simply for their own profits. And
thank you again, Jason.
Jason Jenkins.
You still have time, Philip.
Philip
I
dunked
apologize,
himself.
I thought it muted me. Yes, I just opposed this. Thank you.
Thank you, Philip. Next, we have Haley, followed by Matthew, and then we'll go to in-person.
Good afternoon, council members. My name is Haley, and my company is a small property owner and manager here in Seattle. I'm speaking today in support of Amendment C. Over the years, we've invested in tailoring our buildings to the needs of dog owners, installing dog runs, creating relief areas, and adding wash stations so muddy paws don't end up on the carpet, and consistently cleaning up our dogs who have accidents in the elevators and lobbies. These improvements cost money to create and to maintain, and they benefit all of the tenants who have dogs in the whole building. Pet rent is how those tenants pay their fair share for what they're actually using. Without it, I'd have to fold those costs into rent for everyone, including tenants who don't own a pet, and never touch these dog amenities or require these cleaning services. That's not fair. It's not equitable. A small capped monthly amount tied directly to the amenity is a fair way to do it. Otherwise, we'll have to raise rent 1.5% across the board. Please support Amendment C. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Haley. Next, we have Matthew, and then we'll go right to our in-person speakers. Matthew, *6.
Hi there. I'm calling in opposition to the funding for trans refugees. I just don't fully understand the term refugee, and I think it's disparaging to true refugees from other countries.
Thank you, sir.
That need support, need funding.
Thank you, sir.
I don't know why Seattle taxpayers are footing the bill for people to move within the same country. And I guess to what end, I don't really understand where this funding will be allocated to and how $300,000 really would be supportive if it really is a crisis as it is being played out as. So I don't really understand or support this very small amount of funding to help a very small number of people move within the country.
Thank you, Matthew. So now we're going to go
Thank
to
you, Matthew,
in-person.
for
We have
being
Lydia,
someone with
followed
common
by
sense.
And we have David Haynes.
Can you imagine
we have
paying
Kyle,
people,
we have Ellen.
paying for their
Lydia,
move?
welcome.
You
Thank
didn't
you
get
all for your patience.
when you moved. Nobody paid for you.
Lydia Taylor.
You had to go to U-Haul. You had to do it all yourself.
Hello, I am here to testify in favor of CB 121254 and banning pet rent, aka Anti-Amendment C of this bill, and banning junk fees, including Amendment D, charging renters renter insurance on an opt-out basis because I believe that obfuscates the landlord's responsibility to the tenants. There's much I could copy-paste from the Seattle.gov office of the city clerk, Legistar.com page's recitals section, but that's 20 minutes I don't have with this microphone, and I'm sure the counselors have seen that document. I would encourage everyone who hasn't to read it. It's incredibly insightful. What I will say is that as a young progressive voter, this legislation is exactly the reason that we voted for the likes of Mayor Wilson and bill sponsor Dion Foster to do for us, because Councilor Foster identified unaffordability as a reason for gentrification of POC and queer communities in her campaign for office. And this bill is simply living up to that campaign promise to fight against that in City Hall for us.
Progressive is another word for
Next,
communist.
We have M. Is M here?
She wants a free ride, or he. Sorry, he.
Left.
He wants a free
next
ride.
We have David Haynes.
He wants a
Welcome.
free ride.
And then we have Kyle, and then Ellen. Welcome, Mr. Haynes. I'm
Is that
great. How are
Spindler?
you?
Dreaming revolution, living a nightmare. Hi, my name's David Haynes.
Jesus, look at this guy.
When you exempt drug pushers
Got one dread.
From misdemeanor prosecution, you allow for the escalation of violence between rival drug gangs. When you finance nonprofits in the Human Services Department to run an interference for BIPOC repeat offending criminals, you escalate the implosion of our society and undermine the integrity of public safety. The thing is, I came down here today because we need some legislation to purge the landlords sabotaging restrictions on the comprehensive plan so we can have a better built back city of 21st century first world quality housing that goes higher than 6 stories for your catering to like watered down design for nonprofits that are politically connected to warehouse echo third world modern inner city real estate.
falling
the thing
off.
is, it's like you should be allowed to get your money back within 24 hours. If you call the landlord and say, I'm moving out within 30 days because this place is double, triple, quadruple inflated. And you should be allowed to renegotiate the property value based on 2016 when John Wilson took over.
Thank you, David.
Are you fucking retarded?
Thank you, Mr. Haynes. Thank you, Mr. Haynes. Next we have Kyle, followed by Ellen.
I have a feeling
Is
you don't
Kyle
even have a
here?
landlord because you probably live on the street. I have that feeling. I don't know, but
Kyle Kite. And
What are
then
you worried
Ellen
about?
O'Leary? Is Ellen O'Leary here? Number 75?
Fuck.
No? Okay. And there's no more speakers over there, and there's nothing online, so I just want to first
what happened? I
thank
thought-
you all. I know that was a long public comment period, but it was very important for us to hear people's words. I do want to
'Cause I
state
saw a
for the
whole
record,
video
and
of
I've
them
told
going
Mr.
crazy
Haynes
on
this,
this
he always
chicken here.
talks about BIPOC drug pushers
This
or
dude-
black drug pushers. So just for the record,
Hold on,
I
what's left
had
here?
asked him.
Let me see something.
It's not actually nice to say all the time, but anyways, it's another thing. So, just want to thank everyone for being here, okay? And for doing public comment, the people that came down in person, that stood in line, the folks that waited online for 2 hours to speak. It's really important that we heard everyone. Usually public comment period, we always have scheduled for an hour, but it was really important that we listen to everyone. So we just want to thank you all. I'm going to check with my colleagues to see if they wanted to take a recess or if you all wanted to power through. The recess would be 5 minutes. I'm looking left and right, up, down. Are people just power through? Are we good? Okay. So I see people saying
power
press
through.
forward with their sword. Okay. Let's just
Let me
jump
see
right
if I
into
can
the
find it,
meeting.
guys.
If
there's a confrontation that went on, and I don't know why we didn't see it. That went on about people that were opposing this, and the guy with the ski mask got up and got in her face. So yeah, let me see if I can find the short of it that I had. Yeah. Wild though, right? Isn't it wild? They're completely entitled that they are telling you need to pay for them, and they're refugees now. And the trans folks need to be paid for when they leave. You need to pay for their movement. Like nobody paid for me and my U-Haul. Or beacons. Nobody paid for that. Guess who paid for it? I fucking paid for it. Like, it's wild, man. These motherfuckers are wild. Here it is. I think I found it right here. Okay.
I was just at a Seattle City Council meeting. I felt so unsafe in there. So this was a meeting about whether the city is going to give $300,000 to trans refugees, okay? Now, during testimony, when anyone came up to testify opposed to this money being given to trans refugees, there was this like Antifa person with their face covered, I don't know if it's a man or a woman, sitting right in front of me in the front row, and they would mutter things to them under their breath, and then they would stare them down and take close-up pictures of their faces after they testified. I mean, it was so creepy. And then a group of women who had shown up, and Ari, who's a male detransitioner, got up to leave, and I was leaving at the same time. And that's when that same Antifa type person got up and followed them out, and then attempted to follow them out of Seattle City Hall. So I intervened at that point. I asked security to step in. I even got on the phone briefly to 911 because I'm like, this person was so scary during the meeting. I thought they probably have a gun or something. They had a bag. There's no bag checks in Seattle council chambers.
Wow.
And so I initially called police, then security said they'd walk these women, the anti-spending money on trans refugees women, to their car along with Ari. But I mean, this person was unhinged, mentally unstable. And I mean, the whole notion of trans refugees and us having to give them taxpayer funds is insane. But I mean, Seattle City Council is not a safe place to go give public testimony if you do not agree with the radical left.
That's it. That's it. Shout out to Brandy Cruz for that. Go find her. YouTube. Undivided with Brandy Cruz. She's on YouTube. I'll link the page right here. There's her short right there. So yeah, shout out to her for going in there in the minefield, right? And it's, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know why we didn't see that in here, Because we started it right where they were at. I mean, and we saw most of those. We didn't see the guy with the boots on. I don't remember that dude, right? And I don't remember Brandy speaking. So I don't know if they edit these somehow, or, I mean, you know, or maybe I missed it. I'm going back through it on the bottom here. I mean, maybe we missed it and it was way early. Yeah, because I see now that, I guess, hold on. Yeah, there was some definite other speakers here. Fuck. Sorry, guys. Dropped the ball on that one. I don't see where she... Is that her right there? No, I don't think that's her. Let's see. No, that's not her. Is that her? No, that's a young girl. Oh, there she is right there. Look at her. Right there. Uh-huh. Hold on, let's just go back here. Fuck, I don't understand. How did this happen? How did I miss this?
Informs and connects the Seattle community. Now, therefore, the mayor and Seattle City Council proclaim August 11th, 2026 to be Susan Hahn Appreciation Day.
Yay.
Thank you.
Okay, we don't care about Susan Hahn.
And
we want to see the fireworks.
President, I sign the citations to her.
Head and present the proclamation. Callahan.
I'm Shannon G. I'm the general manager of the Seattle channel, and I am so excited that is Susan Hahn Appreciation Day. Every day is Susan Hahn Appreciation. Susan,
All right, so we're doing a presentation for Susan Hahn. Let's get through this.
Seattle City, describing hard to turn.
No disrespect to Susan Hahn.
And her. And all
No,
your
this
years
happened 2 days
of
ago. I know, America, but what's funny is
interlude before I speak.
I tried to put it right at
I'm
public
just-
comment, but apparently the way they do it is they just go back and forth. Apparently,
With her and treasure.
like
ACT
not
Seattle
only,
Chan and
I guess, with topics.
and his book.
Like
was
us, we
edited
get one
about
meeting,
making
they all
sure
talk about everything, and they're
storytelling,
gone.
Advocate.
Come on.
Make sure we get that bigs I've ever known and a fierce and loving friend. Susan earned.
I mean, I thought it was a public comment because, I mean, dude, you clearly see her there. There's the ski mask idiot. She's right there. There's Brandy
All
Cruz.
my love and thanks.
Councilmember Ringfoot.
So I want to see when she's talking.
I'm here to
Fuck.
No, only the.
This is their presentation.
I have
like we did
scrunchie.
today. Where's the plaque? She didn't get no plaque? No old peachy folder? Nothing? Y'all don't give them nothing, huh? Let's take a giant group photo with a bunch of fucking alleged criminals.
Foster and Councilmember Juarez.
Come on.
Right in online. August 11th.
Colleagues, members of the public, today, for winning the whole dang thing, the whole state tournament.
All dang
They
thing.
played you select song on the side.
Oh, come on.
League, unity, pride.
I have a feeling I didn't miss it.
Smith.
I see somebody with a MAGA hat, too. It's not her.
Manager, and they can speak.
Come on. Come on. Oh, boy.
We
No
played
disrespect to the little ladies. Congratulations on the big win.
possible with the cheered for us.
And then,
Come on. Oh, little plaque. I give him little peachy folders.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you. You guys come in this way. Ooh, the public comment
All right.
councils.
This should be right here. It should be right here.
For colleagues, as long minute 30 seconds. Public comment period.
Speakers will be called in the order in which they registered. Speakers will hear a chime when 10 seconds are left of their time.
Are they
Speakers
see,
might
they
also
do
be
call
muted
in
if they do not
first.
make comments within the allotted time
I'm
to
pretty
allow us
sure.
to
Or
call
no,
the next
is it?
speaker.
Well, they're talking about the
in
chime
person.
here. They might be
And
talking
then we
about
will
the chime.
come to you, so that will be in. All right, we have Yvette Dinish, followed by Josephine Chang, Samantha Poe. Then we have
Brandy
Pal,
Cruz.
Julian, Manti, Elle, Aaron, and Josh.
I wanna
And
hear
apologize
Brandy.
if I
Where's Brandy?
If I said your name wrong, I apologize.
Or if I
But first,
misgendered
Miss
you.
Yvette, come on up.
The
All
ge-
right,
the
Josephine,
Gender Justice
Samantha,
League is
Poe,
coming
Paul,
for you.
Julian, Manti, Elle, Aaron and Josh.
There's a gender justice league. You need to stop and think about
I
that.
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands.
Why are we doing this now?
One nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I also want to, in support of Councilmember Rivera's urging the mayor to work with the National Network for Safe Communities, widely recognized for delivering results. I encourage her and to keep pushing on that. And there's a program in Philadelphia called the 8GBIC that's had very much success in reducing gun violence and keeping our kids from dying unnecessarily.
Parenting. That'll do it too.
The other thing I have to say,
Parents keep
bravo to the
kids
parents
away
and
from
support
guns.
team who support these girls in becoming state championship in baseball. I wish they'd have those programs when I was a kid. Girls sports. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Miss.
Here's a handout too regarding that program.
Thank you, Miss Yvette. Next, we have Josephine, followed by Samantha and Poe. Is Josephine Chang here? Josephine? No? Okay, next we have Samantha. Samantha Good, welcome.
Hi, Councilmember Samantha Grad here on behalf of Teamsters 117 in support of the rental junk fee legislation.
She's right there.
For
When
many
is
years
she
as a
going to
renter in the
talk?
city, I remember that dread
this
and
lady
frustration
here.
when your lease was up and you were
Miss
trying to figure
Cruz.
out, is it going to go up too much? I'm not going to be able to afford my place. You then have to start looking online, scouring the internet, trying to find a place that is in your price range. You go do the tours, you find something that works, you feel that relief,
OG
except
Big
for
Pine.
wait,
Hold
when
on,
you go
I'll
fill out
link
the
it.
paperwork, all of these surprise fees suddenly kick it out of your budget. Our members are feeling that same squeeze right now. It is incredibly hard to find that. It is incredibly challenging to go through the entire process only to then be met with that surprise.
There's the link right there.
We are seeing folks all across our community
Hit that link tree.
experience this death by 1,000 cuts, and that's what these rental junk fees
And
feel
if you
like.
go all the way to the
You feel like you
bottom,
finally found something
the
that is
bottom
in your
link,
budget,
you'll
only
see
to
the
then have
eBay
the rug
emblem and
pulled
say
out from
LA
you.
Sports Cards.
And it's confusing at best, and at worst case scenario, it's dishonest. Please pass this legislation to ensure transparency
Maybe
and
interesting.
renting.
I put a few of the
Thank
cards
you.
up that
Next
we
we have
hit.
Poe, followed by Paul.
Small
Poe,
little
Paul,
portion.
Julian.
Like 15
Is
of
Poe-
them or
Poe?
something.
Polo pie? All right, welcome.
Thank you.
Alrighty, bud.
Smoke. Hello, Polar Pie here with the Washington Housing Alliance in strong support of the proposed ban on junk fees. Thank you, Councilmember Foster, for your leadership, and to all 5 council members on the committee who voted yes. Please vote yes today and ensure that no amendments are added that will weaken protections, including anything that allows pet rent or requires tenants to opt out. Power dynamics are a significant factor, and opt-out requirements put tenants into very difficult situations. No tenant should be forced to pay these unfair, expensive, and often deceptive fees. Renters in Seattle are sharing that fees
Tell
are
her, Will.
oftentimes added after move-in at lease renewal, trapping tenants who can't afford to move. And the fees they are being charged are ridiculous. Seattle renters are paying a fee to pay rent, fees to cover utilities and management offices, fees to submit maintenance requests, fees that cover their landlord's insurance, and more. But these are just a few
What's up,
examples of unfair and costly fees that tenants are being forced to pay. You have an opportunity to stop this today. Please vote yes today and no on any harmful amendments. Thank you.
Thank you, Poe. Next we
Right,
have Paul.
Bob.
Paul here. Julian. Is Paul here? Paul?
Paul
Welcome.
Revere.
Then Julian, then Manti.
I'm Paul Glumas, and I'm a leader of the Republican Party in King County. Earlier, I came here to speak about the corruption and criminality of the homeless industrial complex. Today, I'm going to address something deeper. Instead of treating crime and drug trafficking as matters of law enforcement, we are treating these as behavioral health matters. No belief could be more damaging to our city and its permissiveness to crime, but also in its rejection of the dignity of the criminal by rejecting the principle of personal agency and responsibility. If this continues and people continue to think that that's how we solve the problems, taxpayers who are now leaving in trickles will later be leaving in droves, leaving behind poverty and misery in our neighborhoods.
Thank you, Paul. Next we have Julian, followed by Manti. Julian, followed by Manti. And just a reminder, when people are speaking, if we could just be respectful, no
That's it.
booing. I'm not going to let them boo you either. So, let's just try to keep it cool, all right? So next we
Let's just try to
have
keep it cool,
Julian.
okay?
I'm Julian.
Spirit on.
You're Julian
I'm
Blackthorn.
Julian. Get out of the way. I'm Bane.
Hold on, Julian Blackthorn, and then we have
I'm Julian.
Mante, and then Elle, Aaron, and Josh. Julian, welcome.
Hello. My partner V and I moved here in 2014. I am trans, mask, and non-binary, and I
shit.
was raised MAGA. We fled Florida in the middle of the night because
I was
we weren't
raised
treated like
MAGA.
humans. I've been told my whole growing up life that Seattle was a liberal paradise, and it sounded like paradise to me, a place where queer and trans folks like me and my partner could be accepted and just live. Unfortunately, it's truly only a haven for the richest white cisgender gays among us. Anyway, our car alternator died, and I lost my job. We became houseless the first time in my life, and it was 18 months of hell. We got a hand up from Nicholsville and have lived in the same apartment now for 10 years. So why can't we have trans refugee villages? Why can't we use the millions of dollars Harold was spending on sweeping our houseless neighbors from street to street when an inordinate amount of them are queer and trans, and especially if they happen to also be black, indigenous, people of color? Why can't we use some of the millions going to the cops for surveillance when it didn't stop Juniper Blessing's public murder, nor the shooting murders at Bite of Seattle? This is one of the richest and queerest cities in the world. We need more than 300,000 for this influx of refugees, transgender and otherwise, and an Office of QT Affairs. Please, you'll be invested in the poor, queer, and trans folks, and we need that right now.
Trans villages
Thank
now.
you, Julian.
What's gay, cis?
You may call me
gender,
Mantai. I'm
or
a
what-
spiritual leader in the Seattle trans community, and I am here to speak truth. 2 weeks ago, I said Seattle was like the innkeeper who promised my people rooms, yet when they arrived, had no rooms available. I asked you for mercy. Now you have shown us a small mercy. For while a pile of hay in the stable loft may not be adequate accommodations, it is in fact a room, and it is in fact at the inn. For this, I express small gratitude. With this 0.3 million, equivalent to the salary of about 2.5 junior police officers, our local mutual aid orgs could house 16 trans people for a year. To those who complain about how even this is too much, I ask you, why do you care about so much about so little money? The chief of police alone has 19 million budgeted. The SPD overall 488 million. Think of the 20,000 people that money could be housing rather than being used to ruin lives with violence. Yet ruining lives is what the critics are here to do. They claim to be budget hawks, but they are vultures who prey upon me and my community for fun and profit. I ask the city council not to heed the words of such godless people. Pray they someday find love, and do not make their shame your own by concede their bloodlust. And Ari, please don't pull guns on people in the park.
And to answer
So
your
next we
question,
have
sir, we're
Thank you,
tired of
Manti.
paying
Now
for
we
you
have
lazy
Elle, followed by
lowlifes.
Aaron, and then
Get a
Josh.
fucking job, and if you
All
can't,
right,
I don't know what
thank
to
you.
tell you.
Elle Cree, I am from
Recycle
Sunset
cans.
Crew, and I am a transgender refugee. And
No
I'm
way.
Here, and I'm here to say thank you to
Refugee.
everybody that's on this panel.
He's a
and as a member
refugee.
of this district, you're going
That's
to
a
vote today on
refugee.
something that's very near and dear to my heart. We are a community-based organization in Stone Soup Crew. Every Wednesday, we're out there meeting and greeting and feeding many of the refugees that are coming here. Don't tell me that we're not putting ourselves on the line, and we deserve our recognition. And as such, we've invited y'all to our anniversary dinner that is going to be held on the 26th of September, and I put that in your basket. I just wanted to show something real quick. This is the stone donation that I received on Wednesday that was whizzed by my head on 12th and Howell while I tried to help a unhoused transgender person. And this is the reality that we face. We deserve our place in the sun, too. Thank you for letting me be among these transgender giants that are sitting here behind me and that will lead this world someday. Thank you very much.
Sir, you are kind of giant. Having said that, you're not a refugee. You didn't come from another place, other than another city in the same country.
Hi.
That doesn't make you a refugee.
My name is Josh Fries. I'm the treasurer of Seattle's LGBTQ Center and Calgary O'Connor Initiative, a trans faculty network. My opinions are my own. You're going to hear, you've already heard some of the experiences, the lived experiences of the trans folks here. You're going to hear so much more after me. What I'm going to tell you right now is the financial and logisticals part. We are ready for this money that you appropriated last week. We have budgetary controls, we have spending controls, we're ready to deal with HSD grants. So for all those that are behind me that say that we don't know how to spend this money, that we don't know what to do with it, I say we're going to show you so much joy and community care than you'll ever see. And if you have a question about a budget, ask me. I can tell you how to balance a balance sheet. Thank you.
What you can't seem to do as an entire community is get anything done and pay for yourselves. That's what you can't do.
Are you Aaron? Okay, awesome. All right.
Otherwise,
Aaron,
you and your
before you go,
community
let me
wouldn't be
tell the
begging for
next 10
300K.
people. So we'll have Jillian,
Facts.
Ruth, Craig, We have
just facts.
Miss Torres. Can't read your first name. I apologize, Miss Torres. We have Michael, Danica, Victoria, Rachel, Alexia, and Caroline.
Why don't you find the gay
You all are up
Elon?
next. Okay, welcome.
The trans Elon and ask him to pay for everything.
My name is Aaron. I'm here to talk about the amendment allocating funds to provide resources to the trans community. I am a trans person who relocated here from the Dakotas to find community and a better life for myself.
Great, you immigrated here.
I'm not gonna lie, this search for a better existence has
Dakotas.
partially eluded me since losing my corporate job.
Is that Kodak Black?
It's hard enough to find consistent work as a trans person, especially when there is more variety in a
see.
chip
Fucking
aisle than the
signs in the
city's
way.
job market.
That ain't
I did, however, find community, and I would not be standing here today if it wasn't for this. I have met people who are willing to donate out of pocket what little money they had to help trans people with rental assistance, food, medical costs, and other basic needs. Which leads to the question, what message does it send? That those with barely a cent to their name are doing more to help the trans community than our own government. You can claim to care for and protect trans people, but actions speak louder than words. And I plead with the City Council to find it in their hearts to vote yes on that amendment.
Thank you, Aaron. Next, we have Jillian,
city is doomed,
followed
yes.
by Ruth, Craig. Welcome.
Oh, this is the last pack. This one's.
Council members,
This one's
my
no
name is
good.
Jillian England. Seattle faces shrinking business activity, high office vacancies, and rising property taxes. The commercial tax base is under pressure.
That's a man, baby.
Yet we're being asked to expand spending on discretionary programs for a narrow category of newcomers, while the city's more core services and fiscal foundation remains strained. Every new obligation competes with public safety, infrastructure, and the basic conditions that keep employers and residents
I
here.
want to see Brandy
Compassion
speak.
that ignores the budget is not compassion. It is deferred cost shifted to the people already paying higher taxes. Stabilize the tax base first, then consider expansions, please. My name is Jillian England. Thank you.
Maybe she
Thank you,
didn't.
Jillian.
Maybe she
Next, we
doesn't
have Ruth,
speak.
followed
Maybe
by
she just
Craig.
recorded it all.
Ms. Torres.
Starting to think about that.
While I'm talking?
They have the freedom to do that, to lift those up.
Well, it doesn't seem right because then they were taking away from my voice.
They can't block the person behind them, but they are allowed to hold the signs.
Okay.
Thank you, Ruth.
Thank you.
Yeah.
My name is Ruth Berga. I live in Seattle. I reference the song IT by Christine and the Queens on the album Chaleur Humana to my comments. On August 4, this council voted on Amendment 5, CB 121253, amending Ordinance 127362. This proposal is about sex, and that word describes both a body type and an activity. This proposal adopts the current definition this week of LGBTQ, which includes something different, an identity, not an identity that can be proven through court or hospital records, simply the identity an individual has chosen for the day. The equivalent of about 60 single-family homes would donate their entire hard-fought property tax to fund a slush fund for people who can't even prove what they are, what they claim to be.
Pause your time.
Oh,
Hold
I
on.
love it. I
Pause
love
time.
it.
We'll put
Quiet
15
'em down.
seconds back so she can finish. I'm just going to ask really nicely that would be respectful to everyone. I will not let
Give
them
it to
boo
'em, girl.
I will
I'm
not
here
let
for you.
anyone get booed, no matter what
I'm
their
here
comments,
for you,
how we
ma'am.
disagree, agree, whatever it is.
I am
we
here
just got to
for
be
you.
respectful. I hear you. I hear you. But I'm going to protect your right to speak as well. I got you. I hear y'all. 15 seconds, only 15 seconds. She already talked. Just 15 seconds, replace.
I'm being respectful to everyone.
No,
The city
just give me
already
one
sets aside
second.
millions for the homeless
One second.
and more millions
Let
for
us hold on
immigrants.
1 second. We'll start your time, and then you'll be able to continue.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, you're welcome.
Now? So I said for a slush fund for people who can't even prove that they are what they claim to be. This city already sets aside millions for the homeless and more millions for immigrants. Yet this subgroup of people come asking for a special handout.
Yep.
They want this money without any strings and with their own definition.
Thank you, Ruth.
That's
you can
it.
You can put your comments
Thank
in the
you.
basket
No,
as well.
no, thank
Yeah,
you,
you're
Ruth.
good. No worries.
Thank you,
Okay, now
Ruth,
we have Craig,
for having common
followed by
sense.
Ms. Torres.
Thank you, Ruth.
Welcome,
I do
Craig.
appreciate you. We do.
Thank
Sure.
you, President Hollingsworth. My name is Craig Thompson. I'm a longtime advocate and activist on Northwest Beacon Hill.
Yes, apparently 80% of them are gay in
I am also
Seattle.
called the Jungle Guy.
Rick.
There, how's that? You're welcome. Okay, so I'm here
8
today
out of 10?
to support Councilmember Lynn's amendment to Council Bill 121253.
And apparently
This
half
would
of that
create
80%
two
is trans?
positions that would help coordinate the outreach and other efforts that are taking place today in Little Saigon, the North Rainier Valley, and also Northwest Beacon Hill.
Definitely a hippie.
These positions will help make a whole program possible so that there will be a public safety component taking place in our neighborhood, and there will be real outreach. So I hope that all of you will support Council Lynn's amendment. Thank you.
Bro smoked more weed than me,
next
I
we
bet.
have Torres.
This fool grows his own. I bet. Welcome, sir.
I messed
You're
up
great.
your name.
No worries.
That's
It's
my
a
bad.
mouthful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. My name is Amaranthia Torres
sorry,
from the
ma'am.
Coalition
Sorry,
Ending Gender-Based Violence. We support the ban on hidden fees and Amendments A and E, as well as the amendment supporting the trans community. I'll be reading remarks from Tosh Hansen Day, who couldn't be here today. They support deaf and deaf-blind survivors at member program Abused Deaf Women's Advocacy Services in D5. Tosh says, survivors experience trauma from the abuse they go through, including financial abuse. People who cause harm will often use finances to control survivors and force them to stay in abusive relationships. This could look like ruining their credit, sabotaging their job, or for deaf survivors, taking their monthly Social Security checks. Sometimes abusers take over survivors' finances so they never learn how to budget or manage money sufficiently. The result is often poor credit, homelessness, and poverty. Most survivors subsequently struggle to find stable housing after fleeing abuse. Add the exorbitant housing costs in Seattle, and the situation is often impossible. Oh my gosh. Survivors deserve a transparent move-in process where all fees are stated clearly. Join our work to end gender-based violence by leading by example. Do not continue practices that mirror financial abuse, such
Thank you so much. Next we have Michael. Is Michael Woodward here? Michael Woodward? No? Okay. Deanna? Oh, my bad. I'm sorry, Michael. I missed you.
That's right. Hello again, council members. Michael Woodward from Traction. I've been living in the world as a trans man since the 1990s. I'm here to urge you to vote yes on CB 1252 as amended last week. Trans displacement is a civic emergency. You've already heard the numbers. More than 50,000 displaced trans people are already here or on their way. The need is only growing. In the 3 years since we started this work, we've received one $10,000 foundation grant for all this work. Just one. I'm still standing here as Traction's sole paid staff member only because some individual donors came through just as our account balances were sliding from black to red. We all know $300,000 is not enough, but I want to come back here and thank you. I want the city to be the first to say trans people who flee here deserve help.
Look at the ski mask.
Sharon
trying to intimidate
McMahon wrote,
fools.
the arc of the
Staring at
moral
him.
universe doesn't bend itself. Someone has to pull it.
Dude thinks he's
That
tough.
can be you. Vote yes. Let us thank you. Then let us get back to work. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. Next we have Danica. Is Danica? I got you.
Look at him. Look at him, mad dogging
next
those
by
people.
Victoria,
Look at him, look at him.
Rachel, Alexia, and Caroline.
Staring
Danica,
down, I'm
Victoria,
guessing this
Rachel,
guy right
Alexia,
here.
Caroline. Welcome.
Seems to be staring that way. Look at him.
Hello, my name is Danica Noble. I spent 20 years with the Federal Trade Commission and the last 10 years as the chair of our State Bar Association's Antitrust, Consumer Protection, and Unfair Business Practices section. I am in favor of the junk fee ban. And it's more than a question of just an extra fee. It's more than the invisible tax raising prices across the economy. It's more than all the convenience fees that we've all paid and have never found convenient. It asks a question about whether our markets can be fair in an increasingly digital
Some
world.
dog-faced sailor.
And it's something that we absolutely need. The digital markets promise transparency for consumers. Junk fees hide those and prevent that. Chair Khan at the Federal Trade Commission assumed 54 million hours
hear a
would be
bag.
saved by a
That's not
nationwide
my bag.
junk
My bag's
fee
here.
ban. The other problem is it incentivizes dishonest business practices and punishes those that would make those transparent. So if a consumer should pay it, they should see it before they decide to buy. That's how we make this not deceptive.
Thank you, Danica. Next we have Victoria, followed by Rachel, Alexia, Caroline. Welcome.
Hello, Council. My name is Victoria Palmer, and I am a District 6 resident and Executive Board member of the King County Republican Party. I'm here today to speak against funding for the trans and queer community, like the $300,000 proposed in today's budget amendment bill CB 121253. Mayor Wilson's office rejected the request for an emergency. There's no reason to spend money, public money, to pay expenses for what is simply adults moving to Seattle. The videos I've posted on this topic have drawn much public attention and outrage with over 330,000 views on all platforms. It's time to put an end to our reputation for being free-addle and return to funding projects that build our cities, our city, and benefit all.
This fat punk.
Gauging by primary election results and Danny Westneat's analysis in the Times, this whole socialist movement thing actually isn't catching on here. And while we Republicans don't get much respect in Seattle.
Thank you, Victoria. Victoria, thank you. Thank
Hopefully
you so
that
much.
doesn't happen in your neighborhood, Doug.
I can control the meeting. Okay, you guys are okay. Okay, we have Rachel followed by Alexia.
Look at
and
him.
then
Look at him now,
Caroline,
staring
and
at
then
her
after
again. Look at
that,
the
we'll
ski
go
mask
to the next
punk.
10 people,
That
and then we're
fat
going to go
punk
to
ain't doing
online. So
nothing to
that's 30
nobody.
in
He gets
person, and we'll
socked
go
in his
online, and
fat
we'll come
face.
back. Rachel Snell, welcome.
Fuck out of here.
Worth and members of the City Council. My name is Rachel Snell, and I am strongly here to advocate for banning junk fees in a time where rent's already unbelievably expensive. No one should have to choose between medical bills, groceries, or rent, let alone adding junk fees on top of it all. I mean, are you kidding? Anyway, this piece of legislation will provide much needed relief to renters like myself and many other renters that are in this room today, as well as other people that are not in this room today. And just a friendly reminder that to be an elected official is an honor. It is an honor to be an elected official because you are voted on by the people. And so it is your job. It is your job to enact and enforce legislation that help improve the lives of your constituents, not harm your constituents.
I think they all are, Randy.
Thank you, Rachel. Next, we have Alexia, followed by
You can see
Caroline.
the crazy. You can see the crazy in the face.
Welcome. Then Caroline.
Face don't
you're
lie.
up. Thank you.
Hello, guys.
Did we see
Hi.
her before?
My name is Alexia Sattler, and I'm a renter living in
No, I
South
don't
Lake
think we
Union.
did.
I urge the council to ban rental junk fees and take meaningful action to protect renters in Seattle and oppose Amendments C and D. When I lived in Eastlake, I was charged a $15 administration fee and $50 technology fee on top of the advertised rent. And these charges may seem small, but housing is already very expensive for a lot of people, a lot of my friends, my coworkers too. For every single apartment I rented in Seattle, I found myself going back and forth with property managers, trying to negotiate or question what these charges were, only to be told that there was nothing they could do about it. I'm a college student with 2 jobs. This is really unfair. Renters should not have to fight their landlords just to understand or challenge the true cost of their housing. I ask the council to stand with the majority of Seattle households who rent their homes. Please support the bill to ban rental junk fees and oppose harmful amendments.
People say like, "Oh, I got
Next
2
we have-
jobs,
thank
like it's
you.
a big
Next,
thing."
Caroline.
I have fucking 3, and I'm old enough to be your dad.
You go. The next people up before
3.
you go. All right, it's going to be Chris.
3 that I pay taxes on, all 3.
Apostate. Did I say that right? Apostate? Apostle. Anyway, I'm sorry. Anitra, Ivan, Heather, Tennessee.
Everybody got 2 jobs.
Aiden,
Fuck.
Kristen, Lexi,
Unless you
and
got a
Vera.
great career.
And I apologize if I mess up your name. Caroline, welcome.
Hi, Council. My name's Caroline Russell. I'm a renter in District 3, and I'm here in support of banning all rental junk fees.
Did she
But
tell
I
her
wanna
to
talk
take her hat
specifically about
off?
pet
I think
rent
she
for a
just
moment.
did.
I've been renting in Seattle for 7 years, and in that time, I've paid thousands of dollars in rental fees, with most of that coming from pet rent for my cat. She has cost me as much as $75 a month in pet rent, despite never doing any damage to my apartment, let alone the building itself. This money has been pure profit for my landlord. Landlords have tried to pitch pet rent as an equity issue to give this fee the veneer of progressivism, but it is the poorest and most marginalized people in the city who are the most impacted and the most at risk of eviction over the inability to pay an extra monthly fee, especially since these fees are not covered by housing vouchers. Pet rent preys on tenants' love for their pets to extract every last drop of profit from them. This is a majority renter city, and we are all tired of being nickeled and dimed by landlords while rent prices skyrocket and threaten our housing stability. I urge you to ban junk fees, to pass Amendments A and E, and to vote no on Amendments C and D, which will weaken this bill and hurt renters, and
Thank
protect
you.
trans
And what
people now
she's
and forever.
and
Thank
what
you,
she's
Caroline.
failing to tell you is
Chris?
that's corporate
It's
landlords.
Chris.
The technology fees, the pet fees, those are not mom and pop charging that.
Good afternoon.
They don't want to
Anita
live in those
Freeman.
buildings.
Hold on,
They want to live in
hold
the
on one
nice
second,
new
Anitra.
big
We're
building.
looking for
Well,
Chris.
you're going to get
Chris is
extra
up
costs.
next.
You're going to
Chris,
deal with a
and
management
then-
company.
Chris Paulson, I'm a
Yeah.
renter.
You're
living in
welcome.
Madison Park.
Yeah, go ahead.
My name is Chris Paulson. I'm a renter living in Madison Park. I urge the council to support the proposed ban on rental fees.
It's not a MAGA hat. What does it say?
C and D.
Anybody read her
getting
hat?
stuck with these fees don't have the luxury of taking time out of the middle of a workday to testify at City Hall, so I want to use my time for
Make
them as
common
much as
sense
myself.
great again. That's what it says.
I currently pay $30 a month to keep our cat, which I already pay a damage deposit for, and the landlord bears no additional cost simply for the presence of my cat in the unit. I also get charged $250 a month for just paying the rent. So I'm just going to surrender the rest of my time just to say that I support the bill and oppose the amendment C and D. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Apostate.
Interesting. I don't think I have. I definitely don't have a Bryce
Hello.
Harper rookie.
Hi, my name's Ari. I came in to talk about the $300,000 that you guys want to give to the trans and queer community. I just think it's absolutely ridiculous that in a city that has a housing crisis, sex trafficking problem, in a city that has a serious drug problem, you guys want to give $300,000 away in the name of a fictional genocide that's not occurring. Okay, I think it's really insulting to people who have actually suffered an attempt by governments to systemically erase their existence from this land. I think it's insulting to this nation. What's really happened is trans migrants have moved from state to state, just like me. Like I came here 10 years ago for the same thing, just for opportunity, rebuilt my whole life, found love. But they've moved because women, adult human females, have said they're not comfortable with males in their bathrooms, in their prisons, in their rape shelters, okay? And so they've come here to hide so they can oppress women. That's what it's really about. And I just think it's absolutely ridiculous to see a city council with this many women on it who do not know what women are. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. You have Trump's FBI breaking up sex.
Thank you, Ari. Thank you, Ari. Next. Thank you, Ari.
Thank you.
All right, so we're going to go to the next speaker. Okay.
I love
Anitra is
it.
next, followed by Ivan.
I love it.
Anitra. We're still doing public comment, y'all. Hold on,
I'm
we're
here
still
speaking in favor of the junk-free legislation. For one thing, all agreements should be opt-in as a matter of simple fairness. You shouldn't have to, sign a lease and find out that you've obligated yourself to 30 extra expenses that you didn't know about. And the other thing, I have had a cat for 30 years. I'm used to putting a deposit down. I don't know any apartment dweller in Seattle who takes their cat outside at all. That cat is in our apartment. I have a deposit for any damage it does. I don't need to be charged for anything that happens anywhere outside the apartment. So keep it fair.
Yeah, maybe just
Thank you.
do
Thank you,
it to the
Anitra.
dog
Next, we
owners,
have
because you're
Ivan,
right.
Followed by Heather.
Just to the dog owners, because the dog owners can cause problems. The dog can bite a tenant.
Ivan,
The tenant's
Heather,
going to sue
Tennessee,
the landlord,
Aiden,
not
Kristen,
the dog owner.
Lexi,
They'll
Farrah,
probably sue
and we'll go
both.
online. Welcome.
You didn't keep me safe from the
My
dog.
name's Ivan. I'm in District 5. I am homeless, but, I really would love to be able to afford rent.
Is that Pat Sullivan?
I'm on disability, which means pretty much I can't afford rent. The landlords are adding fees and other predatory billing practices to skirt protections designed to protect renters from price gouging. And, like I always say, Jesse James needed a gun.
Jesus Christ, bro. And why are you
Thank
so
you.
worried about what
Then we
landlords are
have
doing
Heather,
if you
followed by
don't,
Tennessee,
and you're
Aiden,
homeless?
Kristen, Lexi, welcome.
I don't understand.
Hi, my name is Heather. I live in Tent City 3, located
How much
in
did they
District
pay you to
4.
show up?
Our tagline today is, we can't afford the rent, so we live in a tent. Urge the council to take action today to ban unnecessary housing costs, but strongly oppose Amendment C and D. My biggest hurdle in acquiring traditional housing is pet rent. There's no way a single mom with a pet making less than $60,000 a year can afford rent in Seattle, let alone pet rent and other predatory unnecessary housing fees. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you, Heather. We have Tennessee. Did I say your name right? Tennessee?
I need to get a saxophone.
Okay, awesome. Aiden,
drop.
Kristen, Lexi, Vera. Welcome.
Hi, I'm Terrence McGibbon. I'm a longtime resident of Rainier North. First, I want to thank Council members Lynn and Foster for all their help in our neighborhood.
Watching
and stuff.
crazy Seattle.
They've been real champions helping us out. I'm here to support and ask you to support Amendment A. I don't have all the answers, but I will tell you this. If this money is appropriated, you have myself and the trash walkers around Rainier Avenue North. You'll have boots on, what that's saying, boots on the
ground,
pavement, whatever.
Boots on the ground,
You'll have
sir.
a lot of support from us because I want to get our neighborhood back to where it should be. And, you know, I want to thank a few people besides the council members. Jenny Franco, Adopt a Street, you know, Tracy from Find to Fix It. I'm the Find to Fix It King, and I'm the Adopt a Street King. So appreciate all the help that everybody does. Thank you.
It's boots on the ground, sir. Boots on the ground.
Aiden, followed by Kristen, Lexi, Vera, and Nicole online. Welcome.
My name is Aiden. I'm a renter in District 5 off of Lake City, and I want to comment on the junk fee ban. The proposed ban on junk fee is what they call an easy win. Make a little splash in the news, feel good about being a representative. You know, normal people, your voters, get to keep a little bit of their hard-earned wages on your behalf. And I'm sorry, how exactly is my pet supposed to be paying rent again? Is Todd the cat supposed to get a job? I suppose Todd the cat needs to set aside a little money every month from his Social Security check so he can pay his rent. Todd the cat is going to be evicted for failing to pay his rent on time and needs to plead his case in court so he can keep a roof over the head for his 14 kittens. What are we talking about? What kind of evil Dr. Eggman type thing?
Sounds like a welfare recipient.
Pet rent is something we would tolerate. Pets can't pay rent. Pets don't pay rent. Don't let landlords make up nonsense fees so they can squeeze every last dime out of the hardworking voters of the city. Please vote yes on Amendments A and E, which will strengthen this bill, and vote no on Amendments C and D, which weaken renters' protection. Thank you.
Okay, really quick, I'll pause it. So you guys keep asking what trash walkers are. I'm guessing trash walkers are the adult senior citizens that are tired, that have probably lived there 30, 40 years, maybe 50, and that are tired of seeing all the crap and the decay of the city. The funding for the people that actually are supposed to clean is probably being cut because you're giving it to illegal immigrants, trans people, and refugees, trans refugees. So all that money that should be going there is going there. So all the senior citizens are now indentured servants to the city, and they probably clean up.
Next, we have Kristen, followed by Lexi, and then Vera.
And created their own group, the Trash Walkers. I'm not even kidding.
Welcome. And then Lexi and Vera.
Not even lying.
Just for the record, my name is pronounced Kirsten.
Kirsten, I'm
K-I-R-S.
sorry.
Oh my God, it's Kirsten? Like we need to know?
Restart your time. Okay, restart our time.
Fucking
Okay,
A,
starting my
Kirsten.
time. Okay,
No, we
I am
restarted.
an
We restarted.
intern at
Fuck.
Burger Place. It's a nonprofit, and we
Non-profit.
we just help the community.
I bet.
And I'm not speaking on their behalf, but I'm speaking on what I see and what I hear from my own
steal
personal
taxpayer
experience
money
working
that's
in
funneled to
social
you,
services.
and then you squander
we
it.
get about
Got it.
one soft numbers. We get about one
allegedly
4 calls asking for rental assistance due to evictions. So we are facing a crisis in housing and evictions right now in King County, right now in Seattle, not just north, not just south, all over, even in Bellevue, even Shoreline. So it's sort of this western part of Seattle. Anyways, I want to invest in the community. We want to invest in the community, so we can't have these fees because we want to invest in families, communities, education.
Thank you, Kirsten. Next, we have Lexi, followed by Vera. Welcome, Lexi.
Is Lexi from
Hello,
Palestine?
I'm Lexi Salas. I'm a renter in District 3, and I'm here today to urge our council to vote to ban junk fees without
Raider
Amendment
fan
C
from
and D.
Palestine?
Council President, you met my dog Zombie. You thought he was so cool, so please don't make him pay rent. Seattle's a majority renter city, and it's about time we have a council that represents our interests and doesn't uphold the status quo, privileging property owners over tenants. For too long, landlords and developers claim that any additional protections for tenants will result in the sky falling. However, renters in our city experience the sky fall on us whenever we have to choose between food for our pets or pet rent. The sky falls on renters when we are slammed to pay our vacate notices and we don't have money for moving costs. The sky falls on renters when we are evicted and left to fend for ourselves on the streets of Seattle. The sky falls disproportionately on trans renters, which is why the council must also fund resources for our trans neighbors. So Seattle City Council, you have the opportunity today to be a national leader for renters by banning rental junk fees without Amendments C and D. So please make the right choice and side with renters who make up the majority of our city. Thank you.
You should be about it. Move to Palestine. Hold on a second. Be about it. Move to Palestine. I hear the rent is cheap, and let's see how fast it is until you get your face smacked by a Muslim man for not covering up. I bet you it's not even an hour.
I'm an organizer
not 1 hour
at
before you get your face smacked.
And I urge the council to support the proposed ban on rental fees while opposing amendments
Rent will be cheap, though.
Through hundreds of conversations with our working class Black and brown neighbors in South Seattle, Got Green has heard that rent increases, housing insecurity, displacement, unsafe and unhealthy living conditions, and disrespect are what renters contend with every day. Meanwhile, landlords and real estate tycoons amass wealth, and there's less and less public investment in healthy housing. Landlords have the power to make business decisions, including setting rental rates. With that power, they must bear the costs and the risks, just like any other business. This bill, which reduces hidden and unnecessary housing costs and staffs SDCI to enforce them, is an important step in the right direction. Support the bill to ban rental fees and oppose harmful amendments C and D, and moving forward, keep strengthening rental protections and enforcement. Thank you. And I want to say trans rights are human rights. Trans rights forever.
Thank you, Vera. Next, we're going to go online. All right, now we're going to go online. So we have Angie, Wes, Mr. Alvarez, Ryan. You're going to press *6 to unmute yourself. Welcome, Angie. *6 to unmute yourself. You're on mute, Angie. *6.
Angie, wake up, Angie.
We'll bump up Wet. Oh, there you go. Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Angie. I'm a small worker from Ballard and a co-founder of Seattle Grassroots Landlords. We are opposed to the bloated and flawed rental fee legislation. We participated in the mayor's charade of a stakeholder process. Excuse me, I just had to run in from working outside and I'm out of breath. One moment. Renters deserve transparency of costs, not an expensive, over-idealized approach that makes lofty promises without grounding in the actual costs, risks, and complexities of providing rental housing in Seattle. This moved out of council's committee with a 5-0 vote and not one meeting involving housing providers or Q&A about rental operations. You haven't even publicly released the 2025 end-of-year real report.
Antifa, Hoppa.
This is poor governance in action. Please vote no. Please work on collaborative problem solving. Thank you.
Thank you, Angie. Next, we have
One of
Wes,
those
followed by
trans
Mr. Alvarez.
Antifas.
*6 to unmute
Anquifa.
yourself.
It's called Anquifa. Identifies as a woman. It's a man wearing a shiesty.
Good afternoon, members.
Trying to intimidate people.
My name is Wes Mills, and I'm a renter in Northgate with my wife and our adorable dog. I would have joined you in person today, but while I am to the left, I'm also employed, so I have to call in during work hours, and I'm thankful for the option. I'm commenting in support of the overall proposal to ban junk fees, and particularly in opposition to Amendment C and D. Nobody likes junk fees, and if we did, everyone would be lining up to sing the praises of Comcast and would speak highly of the process of financing the cost.
David.
But housing is different. I can choose not to go to some businesses but I have to have somewhere to live. And disclosure is not enough because by the time we've gotten 80 pages deep in a lease, only discovered the convenient opt-out for some valuable program, or worse, that a junk fee is actually required. It's already too late. My wife and I pay almost $100 a month between pet rent. My dog is unemployed, so we're covering it for her. Amenity fees for things like use of the building access control system, and charges for common area stuff. And that's after we've managed multiple times to beat back the sneaky opt-out, but only if you notice fees for stuff like liability waivers. Please pass the bill without Amendment C and D and do us majority renters in town.
Thank you, Wes. Next, we have Mr. Alvarez, followed by Ryan, and then to Luna.
It's good to see you, Brock.
Thank you. I'm strongly against Amendments C and D for the junk
that's
fee
Kylo
legislation.
Ren.
That is correct. What's most egregious with the pet rent carve-out is that the
Where's
amendment
the
ties
map?
it to inflation in the economy. When do renters get any such benefit into law? Landlords don't care about the rates of unemployment or layoffs, or that wages don't keep up with sales taxes, medications, grocery prices. The rent is always due, no matter what the Consumer Price Index reports. Until we have, until we have rent discounts to help with dips in consumer income, landlords should have no such benefit for themselves. No on all junk fees that nickel and dime us into crisis and homelessness. Thank you. Have a good day.
He sounds like Kylo
Thank
Ren.
you. Next we have Ryan, followed by Taluna, and then Kelsey. Star 6, unmute yourself.
Hi, Council. My name is Ryan Talon. I'm a registered nurse at Harborview, and I'm a renter in Capitol Hill. I urge this council to ban rental junk fees and to oppose Amendments C and D. Honest markets require honest pricing. When I moved into my building, I budgeted carefully based on the advertised rent, but hidden pet rent and recurring administration fees caught me completely off guard. The true cost was buried in fine print, making it impossible to compare options accurately or plan my finances. This lack of transparency hurts renters and it distorts the entire housing market. Banning junk fees is a simple step towards a fairer market where advertised prices reflect real costs. Renters deserve to know what housing actually costs before signing a lease. Please support this bill to increase transparency and ban deceptive junk fees and oppose harmful Amendments C and D. Also, lastly, I just want to say that the trans community trying to move Seattle by making housing costs more transparent is a way to help them, so please support the legislation. Thank you.
Thank you, Ryan. Next we have Taluna, followed by Kelsey. Susan.
Hi, my name is Talana Reed with the Tenants Union of Washington State. Please vote yes on the junk fees ordinance and reject Amendments C and D. The callers, we get over 200 callers a month with different issues, and approximately 80% of those are about junk fees. Pets do not have jobs and cannot afford to pay their rent either. It is very important to ensure that Seattle residents are able to afford their rent. These are hidden costs that renters are already paying, and renters deserve straightforward pricing that reflects what they will actually be paid out of pocket. Pet rent is predatory. It exploits the love people have for their pets.
You could say AI.
And landlords should not be allowed to find new and creative ways to get money from the people who rely on them for housing. Please vote yes on this ordinance.
Beej, I'm guessing they just don't read their lease.
Kelsey, followed by Susan, Star 6.
So it's a surprise to them. They just didn't read the lease. They just signed and...
Hello. My name is Kelsey Timmer, and I'm a renter in District 3, as well as a city worker and member of Protect 17. I'm speaking today to ask City Council to support banning junk fees, to support Amendments A and E to allow renters to be fairly compensated for harms, and to oppose Amendments C and D. It's hard enough to afford living in the city I work for, and junk fees only make it harder. The junk fees I've paid the most are pet rent. Each year I pay over $300 extra in rent because I have a cat. This just doesn't make sense. Any extra risk of damage should be covered under a refundable pet deposit, and any utilities my cat is somehow using, I'm already paying for. Pet rent is just one of many junk fees and another excuse for landlords to increase their revenue, which makes it harder for people to afford housing in our city. I urge you, please support the bill to ban junk fees, support Amendments A and E, and oppose Amendments C and D. Finally, trans rights are human rights. Please support our trans neighbors. Thank you.
Thank you, Kelsey. We have Susan, followed by Ken, and then Rose. Susan.
They are, Robert. They are.
Good afternoon. Susan Riggs with the ASPCA. I'm speaking in support of the junk rental fees ordinance as currently written and against the proposed Amendment C. As it stands today, landlords have at their disposal both security deposits and pet deposits to address any pet-related damages. Furthermore, there's little evidence that landlords incur widespread pet-related costs that justify ongoing monthly costs. Specifically, recent research has found that only 9% of pets cause any damage, the majority of which is repaired by tenants prior to vacancy, with the average damage cost being just $210, which is easily covered by the current requirements. Opponents of this ordinance argue that eliminating pet rent and non-refundable fees will force landlords to raise rent for everyone. However, data from Denver, Colorado, where pet rental fees were passed effective January 2024, showed a significant reduction in rent following the law's enactment and no change in pet-friendly rental inventory. Thank you.
Thank you, Susan. Next, we have Ken, followed by Rose. Ken, Star 6.
Hello, my name is Ken Timmons. I strongly support Amendment A to Council Bill 121253.
I have lived in Mount Baker for 34 years. I last spoke to you on April 7th and described the crisis in our neighborhood. Well, the crisis continues. In the past 4 months, we've had arsons, shootings, overdose deaths, more encampments, drug dealings, theft and vandalism to businesses and property, and a recent home burglary, and now suspected prostitution. We have made multiple 911 calls, filed many find it, fix it reports, and contacted Metro numerous times to address drug use at our bus stops. We have been trying to improve our neighborhood, but we are exhausted and we are frustrated. Councilmember Lynn's amendment will bring a focused effort.
Didn't they legalize drugs in Seattle, or was that Portland?
Thank you. Next,
Seattle
we
or
have Rose,
Portland? Which one
Steve,
legalized drugs? Or maybe both. Now you're wondering. You're worried about the people doing the drugs at the bus stops. Got it.
Thank you, Council President.
What'd you think was going to happen?
I was able to meet with your office yesterday and
Was
have
it
some productive
Portland? Oh, okay.
conversations. I look forward to having more conversations in the future. The trans community is in crisis. I came here 20 months ago hoping that there would be more support here for the community, but myself and many others paid out of our pocket to help the community with resources that the city should have been providing. There are many individuals that are at the breaking points, both mentally and financially. We need this support, and this support is good that we have today. I would encourage the council to not just see this as a one-time financial measure, but to look forward to how we can help the community going forward, because this is an ongoing issue that is only going to get considerably worse as the years go on. So please support our communities. We deserve it. It is what we all need. Thank you.
Was that trans AI?
Thank you, Rose. Next, we have Steve, and followed by Alice. Welcome, Steve.
Hello, my name is Steve Kinnold. I've been a resident of North Rainier for 34 years. Today, I'm urging you to support Councilman Lynn's Amendment 8 to the supplemental budget to establish a community fund intended to bring public safety outreach programs to our neighborhood. On April 7th, a group of us attended your council meeting and presented an impact study that we conducted along North Rainier. We asked you to address issues of crime, general safety, and to help the unhoused. We now feel that you've listened to our concerns because this proposed amendment addresses these issues. Councilman Lynn, Foster, and Hollingsworth, you've been on the ground in this area many times and you understand the urgency of implementing this plan. And Councilman Strauss, you've spoken of its success in other districts and your willingness to expand to North D2. We want to thank you all. We also want you to know that once this community fund is established, we're ready to go to help the outreach staff.
Thank you, Steve. Next, we have Alice, followed by Dr. Janice, and then James.
Thank you, Arkle.
Good afternoon, Council. This is Alice Lockhart calling from District 5. And I wanted very short to urge you to please pass CB 121254, the junk fee ban, and keep it a complete ban by not passing weakening amendments. I'm sorry, C and D, I believe, the last two kettle amendments. You know it's the right thing to do. Stay strong. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Alex. We're going to do Dr. Janice and then James, and then we're going to come back in person. So Dr. Janice Clark and James Wu.
James Wu, woo, woo, woo.
Good afternoon. I'm Dr. Janice Clark, founder, visionary, and president of Safe Homes. I rise today in strong support of the 5 appointments to the Indigenous Advisory Council, and with deep gratitude to the Department of Neighborhoods, President of Seattle Council, Ma'am Yu, and all council members for their work process that selected Safe Homes Women Veterans Program pilot for food security and resiliency initiative. This pilot, funded through the Sweetened Beverage Tax, affirms that food is culturally, emotionally, and intellectual nourishment. It feeds the brain and shapes decisions that affect the safety of those who live, work, and worship in our city. As we move forward, It is essential that Indigenous women veterans are also identified and given an opportunity to participate.
Terrible, John.
Thank you for your leadership.
Thank you, Dr. Clark. Next, we have James. Before you start, James, this is just a time check. We still have about 60 more speakers. So
that's crazy.
I'm going to say the next 10 speakers that are in person.
We're
going to have
listen.
James
We're only
going to
listen until we
can kind of get set
to
with
what
people
we
in the
watched
queue. We have Kate
from
Rubin,
before, and then we'll
followed by
stop.
Casey. We have Andrea. We have Margaret. We have Ben Wong, Samuel Wolfson, Megan, Steph, Aaron, and then Ruby. R-U-B-A-I, Rubai. So we have those people that are next.
Rubai.
James, you will go. And
R-U-B-I
then we'll go to
is
Kate
Ruby.
Rubin. Welcome, James.
Holy fuck, are you fucking stupid?
Hello, my name is James Wu. I am a homeowner in D5. I urge the council to support 1254 and the amendments A and E,
Rubai.
as well as the budget elements for trans refugee funding. I find it very interesting that only homeowners get 30 years of permanently stable housing price control, but that in the middle of a housing crisis, a climate refugee crisis, and a trans refugee crisis, renters instead get creatively hidden layered fees like pet rent. I also oppose amendments C and D. I know that Councilmember Kettle have no qualms criticizing fees that are, quote, one-off and piecemeal, as long as they're called taxes. Last July, he criticized one-off tax solutions. This March, he railed on the layering of tax on tax and piecemeal taxes. Last month, he argued taxes are being passed individually with no notion of cumulative financial burden. Well, rental one-time off fees are layered on fees and piecemeal fees when it's for private profit, just not to fund public services. Thank you.
Thank you, James. Next, we have Kate Rubin, Casey, Andrea, Margaret, Ben, Samuel.
Yeah, because they can't
Megan,
trust
Steph,
themselves
Aaron,
to read the script properly, so they make AI do
My
it.
name is Kate Rubin. I am the co-executive director of Be Seattle, and I am co-facilitator of the Stay House, Stay Healthy Coalition, a group of about 40 organizations that have been working on this bill. The coalition supports amendments A and E that would help renters get some of the money back.
All right, so this is where we started, remember? We started with this chick. I guess that's it. I guess, yeah, so I figured this. So the chick I showed you who did the video didn't speak. That's what it was. Old Rubai. Oh, my God. See, that's what I'm saying. You have the mayor up there, or the city council president doesn't know Ruby. It can be spelt with an I. It's like Terry. I mean, you never seen Terry? Is that Terry or T-Rye? Some Terrys don't spell they spell it with an I, an E, or a Y. I know that's really fucking gonna throw you a loop, but yeah. And it's all Terry. It's not Terry. Still Ruby. R-U-B-Y or R-U-B-I. Or R-U-B-I-E-E. It would have to be two E's just so we're fucking clear. Otherwise it'd be Rube, which is what you are. Fuck. Fucking Rubes, you fucking dolts. I can't believe this is real. I don't even want it to be real, because then we're going to have to watch it again some other time. Holy shit. You think LA's cooked? How about this shit? Trans refugees. Don't think, though, you know what's crazy is they're selling themselves short. The trans here are only asking for $300K. The trans Latino Coalition is asking for $3 million from LA. I know you've seen them here. I know, but you know what's funny though is they want $3 million, not 300,000, and they don't refer to themselves as refugees. And I never heard them talk about a trans genocide either. I mean, it's just mental illness maxing. That's the best way I can explain it. It's mental illness maxing. Let's mind wash for just a second before you leave. Let's wash our minds with some beauty. We saw a whole lot of bearded men thinking they're women and heard about trans genocides that aren't happening, and you know, everybody wants free rent, and you know, they say they want affordable rent, but what they really mean is they want free rent. And you give them the free rent, then they want a free car, then they want a free bus pass, they want a free bike, they want free health care, they want free food. They just want to sit home and do nothing. Yes, the indigiqueer, the baby gay, all of that shit. And what you need to realize is they've taken a page out of the book of other folks, let's just say, that play race cards all day. Okay, so they said, well, they do it. We can do it. They're going to have to knee bend. So now we got the gay card or the trans card. Or, I mean, it's really the same. So, yes, that's really what it is. And meanwhile, the taxpayers are flipping the bill. And you wonder why your gas, your food, and your rent and your car insurance is so expensive. Because you're flipping the bill for everybody else. I'll say it 100 times. Whether it's the slugs that were born and raised here and don't do anything, and especially the ones that have too many kids that they can't fucking afford. Especially those slugs. But it's not only those slugs. It's the illegal immigrants who flooded your country. Right? You got to pay for them. They came with families they can't afford. So you are the bank account. You got to go after the people with means. Who are the people with means? Us, the working class. Why? Because the billionaires are you're only gonna get so much from them because they have so many lawyers and tax accountants and everything else that are figuring out ways to circumvent having to do all this shit. Tons, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Yeah, you need to detoxify, man. That's a lot of toxicity in that room. Yeah, people wearing shiesties, dudes wearing shiesties, pretending to be women that are just mean mugging people that just because they don't feel the way you do. They don't think and feel the way you do. And I understand that a lot of people might be angry with what I just said, but they can't tell me it's not true. Because it's true. I keep telling you, go to the Midwest, go to small towns in the Midwest. You think the gas is that expensive? You think the rent is that expensive? You think your eggs and milk are that expensive? They aren't. And all that shit had to be brought in, most of it. They're not refining there. How come it's so cheap over there? Same shit, same day. Just, 6 hours. I mean, I'm sorry, 12 hours that way in a car. Maybe a little more, 20 hours. I don't know. And I'll make it to Iowa. Okay? Why? Because there's not as many slugs and there's not as many people that flooded the country. Are there some there? Absolutely. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. But you're paying for it. And you should be extra mad when the people that you're paying for have kids that they can't afford. Because that makes it even worse. You know why? Because those kids end up seeing what mom and dad did. And then they do the same thing mom and dad did. Had a kid at a way too young age that they can't fucking afford. And then they're on welfare. And then it perpetuates the system. And there's only so much the American people can take. Whether it's financially, whether it's mentally, whether it's physically. You physically have to get out and work more to pay for these folks. And nobody can tell you anything otherwise. Everything I said was a complete truth. You may not like what I said, but it's a complete truth. It's the same gas, it's the same food. Why is rent still $800 for a one bedroom in fucking small town in Illinois or Iowa? How come? Same in Oklahoma. How come? How come it's still You're not getting a room for $800 a month. One room in a 2-bedroom apartment. You ain't even getting that for $800 a month here. And I guarantee you, if you took away the slugs that were born here and everybody who invaded, and you just removed them from the equation, you have so many empty houses, so many empty apartments, nobody buying gas, nobody buying food, or half as many buying food, half as many buying gas, half as many renting. The prices would have to drop. This is basic economics. Okay? It's just what it is. You have too many people using up resources. Whatever that resource is. Rent, food, gas, anything. Okay? And it's costing you, the taxpayer. Okay? So when those people ran over the border in Quedo, whatever it is, in Spain, the poor Spaniards, they're the ones that are going to pay. The ones that get up and go to work every day. Now you got a bunch of people from Morocco and everywhere else, or different regions of Africa, just rolling in, screaming Allah Akbar while you're going to have to pay for them sitting on your beaches doing nothing, contributing nothing. And then when they accost the local folks that are paying for them, whether it's by R-ing them or stabbing them or whatever, you'll never hear about it. That goes to show you that the people that you should trust to bring you what they bring you daily on a box are doing nothing but lying to you and just picking and choosing, showing you their bias. Because the only ones you're seeing are like Tyler Oliveri and other folks like him that are going over there and showing you what's going on. And that's it. So you guys have a fantastic day. I'll see you guys tonight, 7 p.m. Pacific time. So please, if you can join. I'll be home doing eBay. So if there's a chase, we'll hop on. I'll see you tonight. Bye.
Hasta la vista, baby.
This party is officially over.